welcome back, Pedal Patrons. We are doing the week ahead astrology and tarot for the 9th through the 15th of the month. We're going to do it just like we've done before. We're going to do timestamps for each of the signs so that you can just go back and forth within one video to be able to see your sun, moon, rising, or anything else that is important to you in your chart. And of course, it will work for cross-watching because we are using the perfect astrology. The daily transits are going to give you the perfect astrology with the map. And this reading is going to focus on the highlights, not only of the astrology, but we're going to bring the tarot in to highlight and verify some of the different astrological components that come up from a picture perspective for you. We're going to bring in a couple of oracle cards as we always do to sort of set the theme. And this week for most people is going to be absolutely fantastic compared to where we've been for the past couple of weeks because Mercury, the ruler, the chatty Cathy of the universe for communication, in all ways, shapes, and forms, moves into its home zone of Virgo. Yay! So with Mercury being in retrograde for pretty much all of August, it really affects people in lots of different ways because it is written communication. It's the way that you're thinking. Whatever Mercury sits in the house that is in your own personal birth chart, 1st through the 12th, because those are the only options that you have, and whatever planets happen to be sitting there in your own personal birth chart are going to give you a little bit more information about what should be opening up from you from a perfect chart perspective. You definitely need to know your own birth chart, but in general, Mercury going back into Virgo is going to support the communication for those practical energies that each one of us need to be able to bring in that we might have struggled with a little bit. We were on the struggle bus, literally everyone, with Mercury retrograde, and opening those communication pieces back up. When Mercury goes into Virgo on Monday, technically it's late Sunday night, but Monday morning about 4:50 a.m. is when most of it's going to station for all individuals. It's going to change the dynamic of the conversation for everyone again in a very positive way. Now, technically this week seems to be pretty open, but that Mercury is going to open up the conversation, the swiftness of the way that communication is coming in, phone calls and emails and texts, and the way that you're positively thinking, literally every one of us. But it will also be a little, some people will feel like it's too fast and furious, okay? So if you can give yourself through Thursday to just deal with all of the information that's coming in, you will be in one of the most fantastic positions this weekend to be able to use the energy. And then Sunday is going to be one of the most dynamic and sexy days for a lot of people because we have 2 grand trines that are going to be opening themselves up where Venus and Jupiter, Venus and Libra in its own home zone is going to be having a perfect trine with the Gemini Jupiter position, and at the same time Moon Aquarius is doing the same thing. So we have 2 separate beautiful situations that are coming in there to support most of us. If you do money workings, money blessings, money appreciation, if you do any sort of thing where it comes to opening those types of things up, Sunday is going to be one of the best days for you to jump down on it. And if you are in a relationship, Sunday is going to be one of the best romantical days as a potential, whether you are married or single, ready to mingle. So we have a lot of positive things to look forward to this entire week. Moon shift change from Scorpio to Sagittarius. We love the energy of Sagittarius. This is such a good time for it to be in its place. The moon sign changes out of Sagittarius and into Virgo on Wednesday, Thursday. Friday will switch out of Capricorn because it'll switch into Sagittarius, Capricorn into Aquarius moon for the remainder of the weekend. So if any of those signs are important to you as a review for yourself, either with moon or you're trying to check on some things for other people, then you'll be able to have an appreciation for that. I focused on the lunation of the moon sign change because the moon affects our emotional capacity. So if you've ever wondered the difference between myself as an astrologer, adding those contents into the daily transits, then that's one of the perspectives that I want people to recognize, is that the moon, it's freaking hair, the moon sort of dictates a little bit about how we are shifting in our emotions. And so I do focus on that on its own. Some very good days on Monday. Sometimes Mondays can tend to give us the blues. Not this one. Monday's going to be one of the better days of the week for everyone. And then when we get to mid-morning, if there is something that you have going on Monday, there's this huge opportunity between some shifting into where Neptune in Pisces is going to be having some conversations, trining. After that trine happens with the moon Scorpio, it opens itself up for everyone to have sort of this breath of fresh air and getting some things done. So if you've been feeling tense, like most of us have, regardless of the moon Scorpio on its own, but the different situations that are popping up, this is actually going to be one of the better weeks. Now, Friday, it's going to ask you to get some things done. So if you can handle the energy of what's taking place this week, again, if you can handle all the extra stuff that's going to come at you and people being positive about it, and it should just be better opportunity, then you're going to have to get down to the brass tacks when it comes to late Thursday, Friday, but at least it opens itself up for the positive energy of what else you can do with it this weekend. So I'm going to pull one card just to sort of see what the universe is agreeing with us about. And then I'm going to break it down for you from the houses perspective as we go in astrology order. Okay. Yeah. Ha. We're going to take these top cards is what, oh, you want all of them. They want all of them. Okay. So they're saying best of times. Okay. So the best of times is that if you've been dealing with someone, they're saying, who you haven't really had an opportunity to connect with, then there's going to be an opportunity this week to learn from those people who inspire you, especially for those in connection. Sensuality is also going to be opened up a little bit more. I was telling people about that this weekend, so the cards are actually speaking truth in that perspective. And then in the other perspective, what it's saying is that if you have been facing the fire a little bit, going through trials and tribulations this week, that story changes, because your intuition that's been collecting all of this information is finally going to be able to start with dealing with this energies a little bit later this week. So it will shift a little bit from still feeling, from some people, maybe a little bit scattered and feeling as though you're not sure what to do, to getting into that better position. So just let the universe do what it needs to do, and then all of us are going to have this positive impact coming forward. So it's just going to be, for a lot of people, a very good week. Now, I did mention on the daily astrology that I put together on Sunday that I had been working pretty much all on Saturday with my Reiki support for people with heavy crown, third eye energies that just seem to really be kicking people's butt. So if you're a starseed light worker, or you're one of those that is working with the different energy pieces coming in, that is no joke. So the universe is getting you prepared to deal with those details that needs to come through, okay? Make sure that you're doing as much grounding energy as you possibly can this week, getting enough rest. That is critical and important. Going into meditation, using the Hertz frequencies this week, and you're going to need to do it continually for the next couple of days, because as frequencies come in, they need to move down through your physical body in a very gentle way. So Hertz frequencies at the very top, 963, at the middle, 369, 428, down to the lower chakras, 174, really pulls the energy down to ground you, whether you do it one at a time every single day, or whether you give yourself a flashing every single day of all the chakras to pull the energy down, that's what's going to be able to support you. So that's an important thing to do. A lot of people are starting to receive more upgrades or understandings of the different downloads that they are receiving. So it is important that you give yourself a break. Now, this week we are going to use a specific, and I'm just trying to move details out of the way. We're going to use, I haven't pulled these guys out in forever, but these guys want to come out along with the standard Thoth Tarot deck that we use. A lot of people are familiar with this deck. You'll see how much love I have given this deck as you see how beat up it is. The reason why we like this deck is because it specifically talks about the energy work that will be required for a lot of people. And of course, I will do some different clarifiers. So we are going to skinny this one down as far as the number of cards that are in there this week, because it's going to give extra information and extra meaning. But I want to go ahead and get into it. I'm excited for this week because most people, like I said, are going to shift and be able to move forward. We still have that big T-square between all of the mutable signs, and the mutable signs get a little bit of a gift this week. Aries especially. So the mutable signs are Gemini, they are Pisces, they are Virgo, and this week Aries gets into it when it creates a kite between a certain situation, which opens the floodgates, and then Sagittarius. And Mercury rules two of those mutable signs. Both Virgo and Gemini are responsible for carrying out Mercury's work. The third house natural is Gemini in communication. So again, find Mercury in your chart. It governs communication. Also pay attention to what planets will be in the third house of your chart. Those are the fastest things that are going to shift this week. And then the sixth house, which is governed by Virgo, and the sun is in the Virgo section right now, highlighting the practical ways that we deal with the communication. So if you think about the third house giving and all this communication shifting with the positive energy of Mercury, then the sixth house is how we deal with that energy. So this is a positive week for all of us. This is what I'm trying to say. Again, those planets in either your third or your sixth house are going to be able to communicate that. Pisces comes in where, as far as mutable signs, to deal with the way that we want to incorporate the dreams and the higher level energy that we want to be able to experience. And Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius comes into the mix because moon shifts into Sagittarius on Monday this week. It's just a good energy week for us to all feel like we could breathe a little bit more deeply. And of course, all of those mutable signs are going to be affected because of the lunar eclipse that's going to be taking place in Pisces. So the mutable signs are going to have some of those energy pieces come in first. And if you think about it this week, overall, bottom line, net, if you are a Gemini, if you are a Virgo, if you are a Pisces or a Sagittarius, or any of those three are major placements in your sun, your moon, your rising, I would also carry it forward into your North Node. You can take a look at seeing where those things are at in your Venus love space, but also in your midheaven, okay, which is closely in your 10th house of career. Those are some big places that you're going to want to be able to focus this week. That's a lot, which is why I spend time doing it like this, so I don't have to repeat myself 17 ways from Sunday. Everyone gets the information, and we're going to just jump into each of the different readings. I'm going to track what's going on here as far as timestamp, and we're going to get down with the get down as far as all of the positive energy with the business. But again, woo! Sensuality is going to open up again this week. Intuition is going to pop very much forward this week. Write it down. And I'm especially looking at all of you air signs. So Gemini, of course, our Libra and Aquarius, because those are the ones that hear or feel the energy of what takes place with each of the mercurial changes that come forward as air signs. Write it down, but that's good advice for everyone. Write it down. And then make sure that you're bringing into communication somebody else that you want to be able to hear from. learn from, ask questions. I'm just going to move these cards out of the way so that I don't have my stand. Oh, wait, here it is. I can put my stand up just so that people can remember what I was talking about. Not the best angle. Again, I'm still working through. I took this high stand off of this camera. But, yeah, we're just going to start with 1 and go to 2. So we're going to pull in the Thoth. We're going to clarify a little bit with the, oh my God, this is the Psychic Tarot. Had to think about that for a second. And then if we need to take it further, because we get doubles, then we'll bring back in the white little sage for the reminders. We're going to pull in the energy cards and then 1 of the sacred geometry cards for any additional information that we need to have for each of the signs. And so that's how we're going to go ahead and jump into it. All right, starting off in astrological order, we're starting off with the perfect astrology. We're going to start off with our Aries. And our Aries, you are going to need to focus on the energy of the 5th house for this entire week. So we're talking about joy, we're talking about family matters, we're talking about all things having to do with your planning of how it is that you want to be able to move forward. This 5th house is the thought process with growth. That's going to super highlight for you when you get towards this weekend. It opens itself up in ways that the clarity just goes click, 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 click. All of those areas are going to be hit because you are the tail of the kite with Chiron and Aries this week in perfect astrology. Okay, so let's pull. I'm not going to pull 1 card for every single day. We're going to pull the major themes for and energy pieces. We'll give you the astrology sign that goes with each of the different cards and then clarify with the different oracles for you. Here we go. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, 4 swords. So this is the truce card. This is in order for us to get to the next place. We need for you to rest up a little bit. We need for you to make sure that you have as much rest as possible. Integration time. So that's important for you. And of course that matches up with what's taking place here. The second card that we have is why, because we're going to address anything that's been going on in resources. Okay. The 5 of Pentacles in the original deck does use the word worry. Even in the modern, some of the modern versions of the Rider-Waite, and you see the individuals going into the church or whatever that building happens to be with the stained glass. Had they gone in and received counseling, right? So we just talked about that. This Legends card is talking about learning from learning from people that inspire you, taking counseling from someone else. It might be important for Aries to have conversations with people that are in that do the same thing that you do. You just need some counseling from someone. It's going to be from someone that you can learn from them. So look to your peers for additional support. The 5 of Pentacles sometimes does mean that you may need to be paying attention to something else that you're working through, but more often than not, you could be going through a situation where you're trying to release those worries, or the worst case scenario for some people is that you haven't paid attention. I find that a little bit hard to believe for most of us. You haven't paid attention to what could be going on in your finances or your resources, but because the energy for you this week is going to be in the 5th house, if you're married, it could have some other things to go on with you pulling information out from your spouse. It also can have things and layover to do with children. So it could run the gamut because you're looking at the expansion of the energy of family. The last card that we have here, however, is the Star card. And even though it is in the reverse position representing Aquarius, it is still the best card to receive. Just like the Sun in reverse, it means that there's open healing that is going to be taking place. And we're going to give you the information and we're going to heal the shifts and the challenges that have been going on. Potentially with resources, which will cover the gamut, not just money, people, places, things. We're going to help you get through that. So we need for you to make sure that you're getting your rest, Aries, and know that the universe is here with you. Major Arcana is going to get clarified here within the other Psychic Tarot. The 4 of Swords, however, is Jupiter in Aquarius, and I told you guys that the biggest theme for that one is going to be the trine with Aquarius this upcoming Sunday. And then the energy of the Five of Pentacles is the Taurus and Mercury that shows up here. So again, Mercury being a star of the show this week. We definitely want to pay attention to the heart chakra energy. This is one of the reasons why I love this one, especially if there's worry and some things going on. And of course, it clarifies itself with the new beginnings, which is the Fool in the reverse position on top of this star card. So how I would state the information for you this week is that something is needing you to sit and think about, Aries, what needs to take place this week in order for you to get rest, have conversations so that we can continue to heal the heart space for you. That's gonna get you prepared for taking on this new direction, this new beginning. The Fool card is the energy of Uranus, which is sitting in Taurus. Of course, we have Aquarius. If you're going to go with Zodiac, then the heart is going to be Leo. I'm just giving you all the signs. Leo is the energy of the 5th house naturally, which is where you're at this week. That's where your planets are stationing. And of course, we've got Aquarius coming in here, and Mercury is going to spark the energy of what needs to take place in that 5th house for you this week. So the astrology is matching up perfectly with what it is that we have going on here. The Chiron in Aries is still asking you to focus on the things that you care about. And it's going to help to heal those things that have been going on in that heart space or anything else that is big in your fields, Aries. And so this is pretty much a dead-on reading. Now, because we've got the Fool major, we're going to pull out these little guys here, and then I'm going to move over into an energy card for you. We're done. We don't have to say anything else. Whatever you have been thinking about, we're going to get rid of all the negative stinking thinking with that Page of Swords in the reverse position, and we're going to focus on the star. We're going to focus on this energy of Aquarius. We're going to focus on making sure that you understand very clearly how you're going to jump into this energy this week to put you in the right direction. And even though the culmination of this, those planet positions don't take place until Sunday, you can't make this shit up. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords. You are going to start to feel better progressively this week. The more energy work that you put into your healing, the easier it's going to be for you to move forward this week. Okay, but I am very excited because Aries has just, you've been getting hit hard, my friends. All right, let's go in with an energy card for Aries. Then we're going to go in with your sacred geometry for additional ways that you can work with the energy this week. And there it is. This is what the universe says to you in a different way. There's so many possibilities this week, and that's what Mercury is going to do. It's going to drive some people crazy. It will, because there's a lot of things that come in, but everything that's happening for you is bringing you to this place of blossoming abundance is what the energy is talking about for our Aries Sun, Moon, Rising. It will affect all of you guys more so than anything else. For me is always going to be more about the rising position, but all of the standard locations go into that, of course. 5th house energy is, where was I going with that? Oh, the Chiron in Aries. Some of the better days that you're going to experience this week is for sure going to be Wednesday, because the moon will be having, moon in Sagittarius, which is your fellow fire sign, is going to be able to support that enthusiasm that you have, okay? So Wednesday is going to be a great day for you. Continue to look at the daily astrology. If there's going to be a day I think that's going to be maybe weird for you, it's going to be the fact that you have a square that's going to come up with Virgo. Or no, not Virgo. It's going to be Capricorn moon after on Friday. Early in the morning or either later on in the afternoon. It doesn't have to break you. What it's getting you to do on that day is to stretch what that natural 10th house, which is what I was saying, of Capricorn wants to be able to push you into, and then you're going to be able to start making some final decisions before you get towards the weekend. So The perfect astrology is there with this, my friends. Okay, let's grab your sacred geometry card and let's see what we have for Aries. There it is. Oh my God. You have two cards, okay? So the first one is sort of like a double card on its own. This is the image of the Sri Yantra. The Sri Yantra is a form that is used to indicate the expansion of wealth. It is a beautiful card to grid with. If you had this card or you Google this image, you can pull this image down and do candle. You can use prayer with this. You can put crystals on it. You can throw some money on there. So it expands the energy of resources, and it's also talking about you going into deep meditation. The frequency that it's saying that you could probably benefit from is 852 hertz, which is going to really focus you more so on your third eye energy, especially if you've been feeling like you've been pulled and you don't have the clarity. Use 852 hertz is what the energy for our Aries is talking about this week. This is probably the most simplistic and quick reading I've done in a long time for you because I can see where things are going. Again, Sunday is going to be probably the most spectacular day for you. Saturday and Sunday, because we do have Venus Libra doing the same trine with Jupiter 2 times. Well, it's going to happen on both days. But I would really look towards Sunday being one of those very important days. But again, all things 5th house related for you, and or anything else that you are aware of in your own personal birth chart as far as where the Mercury placements are going to be. But it's opening up for you very much so this week, Aries. So I'm very excited to hear that. Alrighty then. So we're going to clean up the cards here, and we're going to go into our Taurus. Taurus, with Mama Venus still being hanging out with baby sister or big sister Libra, you get the benefit of some of those different shifts and changes that are taking place. Taurus, you are in the next place in line. You're in the 6th house. So Taurus, you are being directly affected by the next steps of what Virgo itself is trying to do, and it being a fellow earth sign is going to support you in a lot of those different energies as well. Okay, the let's see, the double grand trines that come in later on this week also do support you. I believe the Virgo Capricorn Taurus has its own grand trine, so the earth signs have a grand trine this weekend as well. So you're going to be in a really good position to experience some positive things. And then when the trine happens with Venus Libra, it also has that trine with the with the Aquarius moon on Sunday as well. It's going to be beneficial for you. So it helps to expand those things that need to take place for you on Sunday in that 6th house, whether it's in all areas, whether it's romantic, whether it's business, whether it's whatever the case may be. It's going to be a great day for you as an earth sign there. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get your main cards pulled out here. 6th house energy is also going to put some emphasis and focus on health matters. We've been talking about that. That's what Virgo is all about. Find out again where Mercury happens to be in your own personal birth chart and the planets that are there to give you a little bit more information. For the most part, the Uranus and Taurus energy supports you. Even though Uranus is in its retrograde phase, it affects you positively. The only time that I think it comes up to really challenge you is probably gonna be Friday, but even then it's still not negative. It does form, the Uranus does form a trine with that moon Capricorn, but the only thing I can say is that it's going to lend itself towards how you need to be moving forward if you haven't thought about it. And there's the proof of it. That is the Princess of Wands in the reverse position. Something is going to need your attention and you haven't necessarily been motivated to do it. The universe is going to get you motivated because the next card here is the Pluto. So we have the Aeon, which is what it's titled here. And it happens to be the It happens to be the Judgment card in the reverse position. That is Jupiter. Okay, so look towards the weekend just to see what else is going on. Now, the Princess of Wands could represent, most people will say, any of the fire signs. There it is. There's the Hangman. That's the Uranus energy. But it's also, this last card here is this. It is the discs, it is the money, it is the resources, the Ace of Discs coming in. So if resources has been a pain in the butt for you as a potential, it will open itself up. But where it was going was that the Princess is going to represent for me probably the Sagittarian energy that we're going to be seeing this week. The moon is going to be moving into Sagittu on the energy of Monday. So if there was a sign that I think opens himself up a little bit more this week, it will probably be Taurus towards the latter part of the week. You don't necessarily get hit too hard. You are going to have an issue on Wednesday when the Sagittarius energy has a quincunx with your particular sign. So it's just like, hey man, we got to talk about this, right? So that's the energy of what this looks like. Before we get overexcited, let's have this conversation so that we can make that next thing happen. The Judgment card, or the Aeon in the reverse position, is saying you need to get a little bit more information. We talked about rest being one of the big things that we were talking about here. You need to get a little bit more information from the universe so that we can help you receive this new pentacle, this new piece of information, this new piece of clarity, this new whatever the new happens to be with that Ace of Pentacles, which is gonna support you. Like I said, when that Grand Trine energy shows up on this upcoming Sunday, it's going to be a physically great day for you. Anyway, but let's go ahead and bring in these little guys. And we have two majors. So let's first see what the Aeon is saying here. What is the Judgment card saying? What do we have with planet Pluto going on for you? That is what I would possibly look for in your own personal chart. Communication, throat chakra. Pay attention to your throat chakra. It's possible that you're doing too much talking and not enough listening, but pay attention to that. And then, yeah, so what we have here is the Six of Pentacles in the reverse position. So what this is going to be discussing for you is where it is that you are both materially, physically, tangibly, touchably, and also potentially even spiritually, maybe not in the right thought process. And so we're maybe not talking to ourselves in the most beautiful way about how things need to move forward. Therefore, we have to receive information from the universe to help us reverse that, switch it around a little bit. And what comes out of the Hangman is weight. And so the Two of Swords sometimes is called being in the crossroads. This title is mental conflict, but the Two of Swords is actually not a bad spot to be in. Often what it means is you don't have enough information yet to make the next decision. And because this is the sixth house, it's important that you go slowly, so that you are bringing in whatever it is that you need to be able to bring in the most appropriate way for you, especially as it comes to the new ways that you're going to do it. So the universe is just saying, hey, this week, let's just listen a little bit more. Let's focus on doing more meditation, and let's get into the energy of how we can shift and get a little bit more information before we do the next thing. Now, if you're in a relationship, obviously you're going to want to sit down and have conversations with your spouse. A lot of physical activity. It also governs the physical body, that sixth house. So be mindful of that. I would be mindful of making sure that you're eating well, drinking well, getting your exercise, or doing whatever it is that you need to be able to do. But meditation is going to be huge as a part of this. I think that takes care of the astrology part of the different things that are going on. Pluto being back up into Capricorn. Yeah, I think it's just a reevaluation for you this week. It's not bad. It's just there's something else we want to get a hold of, and we need to share that information with you. There it is. It's a seller, the same thing. The indecision card in the reverse is saying by the end of this week, you are going to get to the part where you are making firm decisions. So don't stress yourself out about it while the universe has you slowed down a little bit this week. It's giving you all the information that you need to know about. You need to be making sure that you are listening to whoever it is that is in your family. If you're single, ready to mingle, this will have things to do with those individuals that are probably maybe parents. Doesn't necessarily have to be friends and family, although that's going to be an open opportunity. And then, of course, the potential is going to be for work. If you're looking to do something different in your own workspace, then you're going to want to pay attention to the conversation of peers. There's that right hand scratching, itching. Money, 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 money coming in. There could be some informational pieces that are going to show up to you from that group of people that are going to support the energy of what is the next step, how can I get to here, whatever that case may be. Make sure that you are giving true listening to people this week in conversation. This is not a bad week, Taurus. It's really not. It's not a bad week for you. You're at that midpoint of sort of understanding where some things need to take place, and it's just about adjusting, okay? And you do that usually pretty well because you want to know the details to make sure that you're being very, very comforted and comfortable. But I would pay attention to those other placements in your chart. Wednesday, like I said, could be a very interesting day for you. The Dreamweaver card coming out here in the sideways position. If you followed me for a while, you know what that means. It means that's already on your mind, but you haven't necessarily been working on your manifestations and laid it out in the formal way. Although you have started to think about the details, let's put a little bit more thought process into our manifestation. Let's be thinking about that next thing. You're not going to be able to avoid it this week, but in order for us to give you the energy to do the next thing, you're going to need to make sure that you are blessing a manifestation that you've already asked for. We don't have to keep asking for the same thing. Bless it, thank it for coming in divine timing, and then put some new thoughts in there. If you need more support and you have to think about something, this is a modified version of Metatron's Cube. It is absolutely one of my favorite signs to use. And again, it also can be used for resources. Metatron's Cube, or this symbol on its own, can be used to grid for energy work, healing work, money work, ancestor work, all those different types of things by placing whatever it is that you need here. But it is talking about laying your foundations down for the next big step, okay? Because this is going to be a big step. The 6th house is a big step because whatever decision it is that you make is going to affect the things that take place for you in the future. Usually work, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It also is asking you as a master energy to fully ground that energy into whatever it is that you want to be able to experience this upcoming week. I don't have anything else to add to this because you are going to be, like I said, part of that grand trine that shows up. So if you're feeling a little bit oddball, use the energy of your sister Capricorn energy this week to help motivate you. Ask questions. Make sure you're taking care of your health this week, and you should be in a good position. Take another look at where Pluto is in your chart. Obviously, we know that the Neptune energy here is another placement that you should take a look at in your own personal birth chart to get some more information. If you know what that is, then that's going to be very supportive for you. The Hangman being Pisces, I really think it's pointing you towards what's going to be taking place this week. So Neptune rules Pisces in the modern. The ancient modern is also going to be Jupiter. Everything takes place this weekend. So that gives you a little bit more information. It is very, very positive. I don't think I missed anything. No, we're trying to do this as efficiently as we possibly can. So I think that is a good week. We're going to go ahead and move on to our Geminis. Gemini, your ruler is going to be hanging out with your sister Virgo this week. And so that is positive for you. What is going on in perfect astrology is that I want you to focus on the energy of the 7th house, which 100% is relationships. And if you're single, ready to mingle, it will be the way that you present yourself personally in relationships, the way that relationships affect you, and some of those relationships will be involving the way that you are seen, or the way that you see yourself being relatable in work experiences and things of that nature. So the 7th house is going to be important for Gemini to pay attention to. Of course, you're part of that grand trine, and you're part of the kite, and you're part of the T-square that's taking place, perfect astrology, this week. So a lot of eyeballs on what's going on in your space. All right. Let's see. Now that Mars has moved out of your joint and has moved over to Cancer, it does give you a little bit more breathing room. It's Jupiter and the positions of the Sun, which Virgo is, that have been challenging a little bit, especially with that T-square. But I want to make sure that you are reminded of the fact that Mercury, your ruler, going into Virgo is going to open up a lot of things for you this week, even though you are still in the T-square position. It's just creating the tense energy that shows up where you get supported extremely heavily. This week is going to be interesting for you. Is going to be on a Wednesday. On Wednesday, there is going to be an opposition with the Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter in your sign, and so those two are going to be having, you know, sort of a conversation this week. We are going to adjust. This is the Libra card, all right? Justice, or the adjustment card. We need to balance something out this week. Some sort of a situation or a combination of energy, again, that might not be working out the way that we wanted it to. This is the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse position. If something's not working, then it's okay for us to sort of let it go. If it's work, it's a project, it could be a person, it could be any type of a situation that shows up. But we are talking about relationship. You are in the focus of the 7th house. If you are married, less so than the 8th house, but there could be some potential tensions that are showing up. That Mars in Capricorn, which is the 3 of Pentacles, is a little bit challenging if something is not working out. But whatever this clears itself out of is beautiful, because then we come out of the 8 of Swords in the reverse position, which means letting this go or shifting the way that we think about how this could be, should be, would be working for us, opens up the energy for us this week. So that does look as though whatever potentially could be a stressor for you, just one more thing you just can't handle right now, is going to let itself go. Again, Pentacles, tangible, touchable things. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative. It could be something physical, because it does rule the physical body as well. But Libra coming in here this week, the Mars, of course, we did talk about the fact that Capricorn is in our moon zone coming up later this week. But this 8 of Pentacles, this 8 of Swords, if you didn't realize it, I'm sure that you did, is Jupiter and Gemini. Okay, so I see the Jupiter and Gemini, this 8 of Swords in the reverse position. I see Wednesday being a very important day for you, when Jupiter is having its opposition with Sagittarius there. Okay. We already know that the Sun is going to be having a trine on Friday in Moon Capricorn. So it could be that, a little bit later on this week, the outcome of whatever shows up earlier really opens itself up. The 8 of Swords is sometimes called the mini devil. In self-imposed restrictions or other complications that could be showing up, you're just sort of like, I'm over it. So this is actually good. And the reason it's coming in is because it's going to support something to be in better balance for you. Let's take a look at the Psychic Tarot. And let's see what shows up here with that Libra card. Venus being in Libra in our own version of rulership, and Mercury being in its sign of rulership, and Neptune being in its sign of rulership is actually pretty good this week. I'm just doing some math in my head real quick. It's going to benefit, and I'm just trying to... I think the better day of the week for you, honestly, also is going to be where Mars has a conversation on Wednesday. Take a look at the daily transit. Authority in the reverse position. Work. Okay. The authority card is the energy of the Emperor. Aries energy. In the reverse position, again, we're gonna do a deeper clarification on that one, but we have to let something go that has been stressing us out. Now, the authority energy, Aries energy, wow, okay. It has things to do with your self-will. So I think that's the day that it's going to break itself down, because that's going to be the energy of Mars. Mars in Cancer on this day, on Wednesday, could be a very important day for you to sort of see the light at the end of the tunnel, or see something in a way that you hadn't seen it before. But because we have two major arcanas together, let's go ahead and bring out the White Sage and clarify this a little bit more. Okay. Gemini. Oh my God. All majors. The Magician card coming in here, that's Mercury. Yeah. Mercury is going to open the conversation up for you, and it is probably going to be Wednesday as the highlight. So pay attention to that. What else do we have? Oh my God. All majors. The Fool card coming in. Before you do this next thing. Okay. And now we have one down, and that's the Ace of Wands in the reverse position, which means we're holding off on making a decision, or we're letting something go. The Ace of Wands in the reverse position is not putting effort into something, and honestly, I think this is your best benefit. It's almost as if even though you're focusing on the energy of the 7th house, if you have something to say, if someone else is trying to tell you something, and let me pull all of these up. Let's just do it this way. However you think about authority, however you think about structure, however you think about willpower, is going to have to be balanced out between you and another individual. And this is the Magician card here. At its best, the Magician card can be utilized to represent what could communicate in a different way. At its worst, sometimes the Magician can be very, very curt in the way that communication comes off. So there's going to have to be this balance. Now, both the Magician and the Fool, which is Uranus in Taurus, okay, and also in retrograde, could be saying, look, we just might need to take a little stop here before we make a decision about something that we can't, stand by. And so we're letting this thought process go. That's pretty much what the universe is trying to tell you here. That Mars in Capricorn is beautiful when all people are on the same page at the same time, because the Three of Pentacles wants to grow it together at the same time. If there's an issue, if there's too many issues going on with trying to blend energy together, then it's better to let it go, table it, put it on the shelf, go back to it at a different point, or let that idea completely go because it just doesn't support you. So you are going to be encouraged this week to let something go that just doesn't suit you, and it's the right thing to do. Clearly, the universe is trying to tell you that. So Wednesday, 4th, heart chakra energy coming in. If this is a relationship, if this is a situation that is just not working for you, and I'm not going to get too far deep into that, or even it's a concept or an argument going on with your person, you got to support yourself. They're telling you, let go of anything that's been an attachment to you Now, envy can be the way that other people are thinking about you. It could also be the way that you're overthinking about something or someone else is overthinking. But at minimum, we're getting rid of the envy, or we're getting rid of the ties that bind us to that. Could be some additional energy work that comes in. Yeah, because it's going to clear the space between your head and your heart. So crown chakra and the heart chakra, because ultimately something is not helping you bring you to your happy space. Listen, not everyone is going to resonate with that, but this universe is like, no, we mean it. Something in a relationship could really show itself up to finally be handled. And this is the week where we need you to, get down to brass tacks here. So Mercury moving, the communication moving, your planetary ruler moving into the 6th house, natural by Virgo, and the sun highlighting that energy. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. The issue is going to get itself resolved. So I would say feel comfortable with that. Get comfortable with whatever shift and change needs to step forward, because it really is unbinding you. That's literally the same frequency that you're getting here. Like I said, the other card that we're putting up here is rising above any tribulation. Now, if it's a minor sort of a situation that's taking place between you and your person, just an argument, you guys can't agree on something, you let it go, you move on to something different, and you decide to work with it another day, that's great. If this issue has been going on for a while and it can't be resolved, the eclipse energy is going to pull it out. Because as a mutable sign, the eclipse is going to have a lot of impact on the mutables, and you are one. So start paying attention to it now. Let's grab your sacred geometry and let's see what we have for Gemini. Ooh, okay, Gemini, cocoon stage. So this is, of course, the flower of life. This is where we are looking at the growth of things that are in our pattern. A beautiful card to do gritting work with. It also is a suspension energy, because before that flower continues to bloom, there's a little bit more growth. Sometimes there's weeding that has to get done to protect those seeds that you've planted. But the flower of life is just letting you know you need to be thinking about the positive energies about things around you. And what you focus on grows. So if you have to weed something or someone out of your space that's just not getting it done for you, or a concept or an idea, even if it's you having a stinking thinking energy about your own self, okay, maybe you're the a-hole. Get rid of it and let's put ourselves in a different thought process. The universe wants to be able to support you. So cocoon stage, the other energy for you is going to have a lot to do with really being honest in your communication. So I'd work on your throat chakra. Your throat chakra governs communication of all styles, even the kinds that are being written out in format. So focus on your throat chakra this week, my friends, and all should be well for you. All right, Gemini, thank you for letting me give you that information. It's going to be an awesome weekend, though. So you can look forward to that. All right, so we are going to go ahead and move on to our Cancerian friends who are next up on the list. And Cancers, my Cancer friends, you are the 8th house. There's a lot of emphasis on the 8th house. So if you're married, this will have a lot to do with your spouse, your partner. If you are not married, this will have things to do with your income, potentially in ways that it's not directly related to you doing it. So it's other people's money, which can involve, the typical responses are inheritance and insurances and things of that nature. There could be a lot of emphasis that needs to get idealized or focused on that way. There's more I want to say there, but I kind of want to just wait for just a second. But yes, the energy for Cancer has been very, very stressful. And with Mars moving into Cancer, it's going to be very challenging for a lot of people to be able to handle Mars wants to be very aggressive. It wants things to get done, and it wants it to be done handedly. The day that is going to be probably like where it actually rears its head up, those two particular days, is going to be Saturday for you, because Mars is going to have a quincunx coming in on that day with the change of moon going into Aquarius. So Saturday could be a tension-filled day for you as a potential. It doesn't have to be, but it's also going to be on Monday. So Monday and Saturday, because we still have that same quincunx coming in with the Sagittarius moon position. Monday's going to be better though. Wednesday, there's a positive energy. There's a sextile that shows up for you when Mercury and Virgo are having its conversation. So Monday you get hyped. Wednesday, the hype continues to build. And then Saturday, if it hasn't been handled, then you're going to need to handle it. But also on Thursday, there's an opposition that comes in your sign. So it's going to be a mixed bag of tricks for you this week, but I think the energy for you is going to sort of share information that maybe you didn't know about. And there's nothing you could do about it. You didn't know about it, but there will be something that shows up. Okay. We have the Princess of Discs in the reverse position. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Devil card, and we also have the Fool plus the Three of Wands here. Ooh, so we have a full bag. Are we meant to look at this for every single day of the week, or are we meant to just give this energy, value, spirit? Okay. We're just going to flow the energy. You'll see how it lands itself up. The Princess of Discs, my friends, is the energy of some sort of a shift that's going to be taking place in Moneyville. What I was going to say, and I hesitated a little bit, was somebody, because it's going to be a non-traditional way of me explaining this, but if you have a side gig or you have a way that your money makes money, so stock market like stuff or whatever, there's going to be a need for you to pay attention to that. And I just was like, well, not everybody does the stock market, so I don't want to bring it up, but it's obviously apparent here. The Two of Wands energy is gorgeous. We like the Two of Wands. It's called Dominion because there are directions that you're going to be asked to make a decision about. The beautiful thing about the Dominion card, which is Mars, right? It's got Aries energy in there. You can't really go wrong in either of the directions that you go. They both have positive outcomes, so choose whichever feels most comfortable to you. Then you have the Devil card, which represents Virgo. Usually it represents the 10th house of, I keep saying Virgo, God bless America, Capricorn, sorry. I don't know why I keep doing that. Capricorn energy, which we know the moon Capricorn is coming in, and we already talked about the fact that there will be an opposition that shows up on Thursday. Okay, so I do think that the universe is getting your attention about there's going to be, and that's why I keep bringing up investments. It's not normally, although it can be, there's going to be some sort of a shift again with other people. So if you have parents or a spouse or someone else that has, could be like 401k, something that's making money without you directly being involved in it, something with regards to resources, there's going to be an opportunity for you to find out some details this week. Now, we have the Fool in the reverse position, and we have the Three of Wands. So even though this might look a little bit weird, the Fool card showing up here, Uranus in Taurus, retrograde, but the Three of Wands showing up. This is a progressive energy. So you go from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands. We're moving up in energy. The universe is just trying to get your attention that, hey, there's going to be a shift in resources, 8th house. But if you're married, again, this will have something to do very specifically with your spouse as a potential. Do I think it's negative? No. Either way, there is going to be some sort of a shift in that house for you. So let's just be honest. That's what's up. You have two major arcanas Let's go ahead and clarify both of them to see what we can do to offer assistance. Let's just give this thing a shuffle real quick here. Cancers, but yeah, there's been a lot of emphasis with so much challenge that Mars energy just wants to go, go, go. Yeah. I mean, I think I said all of the things. Let's go ahead and clarify the devil. Let's go ahead and clarify Capricornius, the natural rule. Six of Pentacles. There's the Six of Pentacles representing prosperity, representing wealth, representing planning energy. That literally is the energy of Taurus coming in here. So you have two of the earth signs coming in here. There's a shift in material value. That's basically what it's trying to tell you. So you could look at Taurus. Uranus is in Taurus as a potential for your own chart. And then let's take a look at the Fool card, because let's do it. Oh my God, the Empress. Okay, growth as a potential. Let's see what else we have going on, since we have two major arcanas together with the White Sage. This is for our Cancer. The High Priestess in reverse. Okay, this is major. And the Strength card in reverse. Come on, man. All right, and whoops, it's this one here. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. All right. This is about, I think, this is about your person. Being in a position, well, there's two conversations I want to share. One of them is your person looking to expand what's going on in their workspace. Okay, so there's a potential that your person could be getting a raise, could be dealing with increase of resources in a different way. That Three of Wands enough tells me that they waited a little bit, and now that Uranus is in its retrograde phase, reverse, that or the Fool reverse, that things are finally able to move forward. The other thing I want to be able to share is that there could be some shifting in pitter-patters in some households. I'm just saying. So if that is of a concern, do what you need to do. But seems to me like you might have already done it as a potential. So that's just one. But what the universe is saying is that there is going to be a need for you to pay attention to what's going on in that sector of your house. The other thing is, whatever this change could be within physical dollar resources or other resources is going to test you a little bit. But the universe is saying this is sort of like the best idea. And it's gonna test you for a little bit of time. So just do the very best you can to be in your authenticity. That's literally what this is saying here. Okay, reminding you resilience is going to be important. Having conversations with people that are important and that you trust in resources. I want to say investors so bad. I'm just going to go with it. And then the other thing is making sure that you're giving a little bit of extra lovings where lovings can be given. Most people are not going to have a problem with that this weekend anyway. But I'm just saying, this is a very interesting moment. But resources are changing, and I would say that they're changing in a very positive way. Now, the only other thing that I'm being guided to share right now is that this, for some, is not going to be a regular 9-to-5 job. This is going to be a side hustle or a side gig, something that's being done on the side as additional. I'm bringing everything into it because that's what they said. All right, let's go in with the energy cards for our Cancers, and let's see what the energy oracles want to be able to give us, and then we'll go into your sacred geometry here. Yeah, I get it. Okay, and they said there's one more. And there it is. Okay. Yep, there's a shift coming. So what we have here is, oh, do I have them right? Nope, I got to put them backwards. The said except for this one. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay. So we have the yin yang card that's in the reverse position, which means that there's over dominance somewhere potentially. That's rushing energy. As we're talking about something not being balanced, and then having to move forward. Okay. There is a shift in contract resources. Okay. But you have to look at the contract as energy in and also energy out. And what this card wants to do is say, are we appreciating the resources that we have? Are we appreciating where it is that we're being? So in my sense, it's sort of saying the same thing. The contract card is not Libra. It's not that. It does mean the same to me as the Six of Pentacles that's here. So energy in is energy out. Literally, that's what's going on. You got to appreciate where it is that you're at, and you have to appreciate the decisions that you're making every step of the way. So gonna leave that there for you. Okay. Let's go into your sacred geometry here. It's not bad. It's not bad. There's that the thing about the 8th house is there's nothing you can really do about it. And if you're single, and it's an investment or it's a side hustle sort of a thing that's making you money or something like that, there's a decision that you're going to be able to make that helps to elevate it, but it's also telling you it might be the right thing to do. It just could frustrate you just a little bit. And so just be on the heads up. 2 cards come out from sacred geometry. There's a reconnection to the relationship to self and also to others using 639 hertz. That's heart chakra. And then the energy of what's shifting or changing potentially in your foundations. Literally what I said. So if something has been unstable, there's going to be a conversation that opens itself up this week in order to give you the opportunity to make more stability take place. You just have to wait for the information to show up first. And again, I think the heaviest day for you is going to be Monday, where you get hyped, Wednesday, where things take place, and then you'll start to see it. You'll start to see it maybe level out this weekend. I tell you this, before Sunday night is over, you're going to know literally what to do with the information that comes forward if you have any hesitancy at all. I promise you that. So, resources going to be changing. I don't see it being negative. It's just a matter of getting yourself prepared for it, which we all should be doing anyway in these times. But I see it being positive. I think I see whatever the decisions are for the change being the right decision for you in what's going on in your space, my friends. Okay, let's move on to who did we do? We did Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Oh, Leo. Hi, Leo. Let's go ahead and do our Leos now. And let's see what we've got going on for you. You, Leo, are going to be 9th house centric. So this is going to be about you broadening the energy, like really you swapping positions with Sagittarius energy. You being in the energy of the 9th house, future plans, future growth, schooling, grander education, maybe some travel. Even if it's that in your mind, in your mind's eye, what is it that I want to do next? Where can I focus the energy of what I want to be able to experience? That's a good thing. So yeah, that's a good position for you to be in, Leo. That 9th house, you've got Mercury coming out of your space and going into Virgo actually opens the door for you to be able to take a breath of fresh air and focus on you. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we have for, I'm going to shuffle it one more time, they said, for our Leo. Okay, so Leo energy. Where do you guys land in the astrology that I need to focus on? I really think it's Mercury coming out of your space, giving you a break, just like Aquarius has its break right now with no major planets in the signage. that is helpful because it doesn't put any extra pressure. So I think overall, I want to say that this week, astrologically, after we get to Mercury moving, that's going to be super early in the, I mean, unless you're someone that's like a night owl, or I don't know, maybe you have to get up dark early in the morning. I don't really see Leo having too many major concerns from an astrology perspective. But let's pull, we want it to be that one. Okay. We're going to put those other two back in. Knight of Swords, clarity. Clarity coming in. Knight of Swords, swift information that's coming in. The one thing about Mercury, even when it came out of its retrograde, it still needed a little bit of time to sort of marinate. You know what I mean? So clarity also comes in for you. Thank you very much. Thank you for making me reshuffle those. It will have some things to do with resources for you. And it's going to be talking to you with that Queen of Discs in the upright at the end. The middle of it is where we are paying attention to where we are shifting our commitments. So we have the energy of the Hierophant, which is Taurus, our commitments. And then we're looking at the Seven of Cups. In this deck, it's called Debauchery. But the Seven of Cups in the reverse position is clearing the way to do something different, right? We've made a decision. Even in the Rider-Waite version, where you see the person staring at the Seven Cups and all these potentials, it's being spoiled for choice is what it is. People think it's a negative card, and it's not. Being spoiled for choice is just asking you to start with one and then you go to two. So this is what happens. There's going to be some sort of a decision that comes about for you this week that maybe you couldn't get to in the previous week or two because of Mercury jacking up the flow, where you had to ignore a decision about something that was potentially going on in your workspace. Now, this is the 9th house, so it'll have anything to do with what it is that you want to see in a more pleasurable way. But putting our money where our mouth is at the end of the day is sort of what this boils down to. I don't find this to be negative at all. If you can't make a commitment to something because you had too many ideas, you couldn't focus, then by the end of this week, you're going to be in a clear position to, again, put your money where your mouth is, feel stable, feel comfortable, feel confident, in any of those things that 9th house value can bring to you. So again, know where Mercury is in your own personal chart, but the energy of the astrology perfectly is going to be focused on the 9th house energy for you. So pay attention to the planets that are in the 9th house of your own personal birth chart, should you know them. But let's take a look at what's going on with this Hierophant. What's going on with Taurus here in your chart? The Knight of Swords can represent, people will say any of the air signs, but this is Aquarius, all right? Swift information coming in, needing you to do something. Taurus, I'm just giving you the signs this week so that you can also pay attention to those in your chart. Then you have this Venus in Scorpio energy. That's the debauchery. Venus is actually doing some very fun things being with Libra. It has this gorgeous trine that shows up this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, so beneficial, especially as it matches up with the Aquarius and Aquarius on its own and Venus, Libra on their own have perfect trines with Jupiter, Gemini, and then you get the Queen of Pentacles here, which of course is going to be Virgo energy. So to me, it just looks like you're just getting freed of all the different shackles that were stressing you out. There's some information about where it is that you're ready to move forward in directions that are important to you. You know what I mean? So you're very focused and centric on this particular reading. We're going to shuffle a couple of different times here. And then we're going to pull in this information. Even though I really want to focus on the Hermit, I'm going to be nosy and I'm going to pull an extra card on this Knight of Swords because I really want to see what else this happens to be saying here. But first, let's look at the Hermit. Oh, that's the wrong deck. That's the energy deck. Sorry. Give me just a second. Let me just grab. Okay, reshuffle these. The Hierophant. Not making a decision. Not accepting the role. Letting something go. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, we're going to grab another one though. Something not in balance at work. So it's almost like, and I will clarify this Knight of Swords here separately, but oh my God! Five of Pentacles in reverse. Perfect information. I feel that what's happening here, let's pull one on this Knight of Swords, is that maybe you were being bogged down a little bit with too much information, too much responsibility, carrying on someone's responsibility that didn't have anything to do with you, and it certainly wasn't making you any money. We're done with that, is basically what this looks like. And so what I feel is that that's what this Knight of Swords is coming in, but we're going to clarify the Knight of Swords this week. What is Aquarius coming? What is Aquarius trying to tell our Leos this week? Thank you. Not all of these. We're going to take this first card. Bam! Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position means we're stopping the train here. We're stopping the train. This is literally what I feel is taking place here. There's a shift in what it is that you're doing from a work perspective, and what it's releasing is this Nine of Swords, this challenge. So that's how we're going to look at that. It's releasing you from something that's been taking place in the workplace that just doesn't, for the most part, this is how I'm seeing it. But it can also have something to do with education as well, because Taurus represents anything that there's a lack of commitment going to be taking place here, or there's a relaxation of something that's been overbearing in your commitments. And that can be school, definitely work, organizations, loosely could be relationships as well, because it can represent marriage or partnership, or mariage can also be marriage or marriage to a concept or process that you've been working under that's got very strict restrictions sometimes. What this is saying is that restrictions are loosening up this week, basically, so that you can, and I look at this from a work perspective, but so that you can get yourself grounded where it is that you need to be grounded and level set. The Queen of Pentacles energy that sits here does represent work. It's Capricorn. Queen of Pentacles. So I see it as work or project, like I said. But it's loosening itself up this week. I like it. And that's literally what the astrology is doing for you also. It's loosening those different sort of energy pieces up. Okay, so I did a little bit of extra clarifiers there. Didn't really need to, but I wanted to. So again, opening yourself up by being resilient and taking counsel where you need to be able to take counsel. If for some reason this has something to do with relationship, I just think that there's something that was overbearing in the relationship. I don't necessarily see, it could, but I don't see that the relationship per se is over. What I say is that something that's been overbearing in the relationship is going to be relaxed a little bit. Okay, I said what I said. Let's go in with the energy oracle cards for my Leos. A lot of pressure Leos was under. A lot of pressure. Here we go. Let's see energy for our Leos, Sun, Moon, and Rising this week of the 9th through the 15th, please. Bringing you back to the door of happiness. Personal healing and happiness. So like I said, something was funky and out of alignment. This is the week where the universe puts it back into alignment for you, because this is where you deserve to be. Some sort of a restriction gets pulled off of you. That's beautiful. I love it. And with no planets being in your sign, it astrologically takes the weight off of you. There's a few others that have this now too. Aquarius for a little bit of time. Scorpio has this for a little bit of time also. It just takes extra pressure off of you is basically what it boils down to. Okay. Find Taurus in your own personal chart. See what's going on with Capricorn. Potentially also, like I said, Venus is in alignment with Aquarius very much this week. Okay, your sacred geometry for Leo for this week is, oh my God, 741 hertz, which is the expression. It's about you sticking up for yourself and saying what it is that you need to be able to say. Mercury moving forward into its home base is 100% going to open that restriction from you a little bit. Expressing yourself in both the way that you are communicating to yourself also, as well as others. You have to talk kindly to yourself. So 741 hertz is going to assist you. Any blue/green crystal. One of my favorites is blue apatite. But if you have aquamarine, lapis lazuli, anything in that blue greenish hue, not only helps to clear out what's going on in your throat chakra, but it helps the awareness kick in too for that intuition that we were talking about. So it sort of makes sure that everything is balanced from the third eye all the way down to the throat, so that you are saying what you need to say, and whatever comes out is actually being a little bit more impactful for you. So I do love that for you. You guys are just basically going to get a break and you get back on track if you've been feeling a little bit low. That is what I have for you there, my friends. Leo's sort of getting a break. Now we're going to move on to, of course, our Virgos. Virgos, yeah. So Virgo, this is all about work. This is the 10th house. This is literally your career, from a perfect astrology perspective, okay? The activations are going to be in the energy of career. Your intuition is going to get sparked a little bit more, and you definitely are going to be in a position where you must work on those details. Not that you don't, because all Virgos do, but sometimes what Virgo tends to do, and I can say this, I'm a Virgo moon, is if other people aren't as organized as you, or you tend to go into analysis paralysis, it obviously throws you. It really does. Everything has to be perfect. If it's not perfect, you will tend to start that bad boy all over again. But I believe that it's not going to serve you unless there's been a huge mess up. In other words, taking care of other people first is one of the natural things you want to do to make sure that things are organized. But this time it's about you. In order to grasp the highest energy of what that 10th house can do for you, you have to have your personal ducks in a row, which means get out of other people's business. And I don't mean that negatively. I just mean more the emphasis of the perfection of service, which is what we're talking about, is being handled by you. And of course, the oppositions that we are experiencing with Saturn is going to force that to take place. But on Monday, then Neptune in Pisces has a perfect trine for our Virgos. And so every moment after that takes place on Monday, which is probably going to be early, well, morning time. It opens itself up by the time business hours are open. You've got like 2-3 solid hours of just you focusing on you. All of us do, but that's the benefit of what that looks like. Otherwise, Mercury coming in here, especially for you, the benefits are going to be Wednesday, Thursday. The sextile comes in with Mars in Cancer. So it's going to force you to pay attention to the things you care about, to be practical, and the conversation's going to be a lot softer if it involves you bringing other people into your conversation. The clarity that comes in on Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, if you can just get your whole week is not negative. It's just about you being able to handle the influx of information that's going to come forward. There is one more, they said. There it is. Thank you so much. Okay. Woo-wee! Look at this. You got two major arcana next to each other, my friend. First of all, you have the energy of the High Priestess. I love the artwork on this one for the High Priestess. That web of information that is around and available to our High Priestess here. So we are definitely looking at the energy. And I call it Mercury because it is universal communication. And the High Priestess also gets associated with Neptune, sometimes the moon and or Neptune for that feminine energy. Then you have the Arts card, which is basically Temperance coming in here. When the moon shifts into Sagittarius, that is Temperance, That could throw you a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit. I know that there's a formal square that takes place, but it doesn't stay there for long. What it's going to do is it's going to force you to pay attention to some things that you haven't been acting on by the time you get to that Wednesday position. Then what's going to happen is that energy puts you into this internal competition conversation a little bit. And it could be external competition as well too. I mean, so the worst thing about the Five of Wands energy is that it's not serious, but to you it will be serious. So focus on you and not other people. So it's just minor, because at the end of the day, what it boils down to is trying to determine where you need to make some adjustments in your own version of work. What's not working, Virgo? You have to fix that. So the universe is telling you, no, there's a way for you to fix it. Part of what I see here, because it's work, is you just making a shift. And Saturn is really going to help you do that, even though it might be a little bit uncomfortable. Saturn is going to help you do that. Saturn Leo energy, that's what that is. I know how powerful I am, and I just have to be willing to let other people's energy go so that I can focus on what's best for me. Two majors. Let's pull out the other cards here. The High Priestess. Are you paying attention? There's a better way to do it. Would you like to know? Would you like to hear? Here we go. Let's see. High Priestess energy showing up for our Virgo. Choices. Choices. We got to make some different choices in the matter of the 10th house. All right. All right, here we go. What did I say? 10th house. Wheel of Fortune. And woo! Virgo. This is about work. This is you coming into the reading here. This is going to be all about work. It's going to be about how things need to shift for you. Let's go into the Temperance card in the reverse position. Things are a little bit out of balance. And we're going to help you figure out how to get back into balance. Here we go. We are going to show you a new way with this Ace of Cups. And this Ace of Cups is going to come in and it's going to heal something that needs to be healed. 5 of Cups. Okay? So the 5 and the Ace together is the 6 of Cups. Why are you doing what you're doing? Saturn again. Okay, that's literally what this is saying. Saturn is going to come in to remind you, why are you doing what you're doing? If you're not emotionally invested, Virgo, in the thing that's coming for you, then you're not going to want to continue to do it at all. If you have to be emotionally connected to the deal. Double major arcana on the High Priestess. So we are going to take another couple of cards here. And then we will pull in your energy oracle. Let me move those over here. And then get your sacred geometry. So obviously the sun is going to highlight everything that's going on. And if you're not feeling good, it's going to highlight what you not feeling good. Mercury coming into your sign is going to start chatting you up. You can be your own worst critic sometimes, Virgo. But what helps you is Thursday. That trine that comes in with Capricorn, moon, really helps to settle you down a little bit. And it helps you to start seeing the light. So this weekend is a very good weekend for you, okay? High Priest, yeah, there it is. You're stuck. 8 of Swords. You are... you're stuck, you think, between a rock and a hard place. You feel out of balance or focus where it comes to your resources, potentially. 6 of Pentacles. Why am I doing what I'm doing? And I feel alone. And I haven't been able to express that in the way that it needs to be expressed. Or I'm waiting for some other communication. And the universe is going to make you go, hey, we hear you. Okay? You're stronger than you think, however. Sun card. It's not Sun card, it's the Strength card. That's Leo energy. Hello. You're stronger than you think. Okay, so pay attention to what is going on potentially with where Leo happens to be in your own personal chart. Otherwise, fifth house is what Leo governs. So it could have other things to do with what's going on in your happiness in your home. So if you look at concerns, challenges, or issues with what's going on with home or family, and universe is putting you in the energy of the 10th house, then you might need to be doing something different for you so that you can satisfy both of those needs. Literally, that's what the week is trying to tell you, my friend. Okay? Let's grab your sacred geometry card to see what else the universe wants to share with you here about what you can do for yourself. I think Sunday can be a little challenging for you. If you know about it now, then you'll be able to get through it. But there is a square that's coming with that. Well, it's not, well, the square is not going to affect you. It's going to be Aquarius. It's going to be the moon Aquarius that will get you maybe back into your, analysis paralysis. This is why we're talking to you about it in advance, okay? So that you can start to plan, because you are avoiding the next step, the rebirth of you, the rebirth of Slick, okay? You got to get back to this. So the universe is trying to get your attention, and that's trying to let you know that you have to reactivate something. Again, why are you doing what you're doing? If you are not emotionally connected to what you're currently doing, then why are you doing it? And the way that the universe wants to help you is by letting you know that something has not been in balance, especially potentially with dollars. It's the same time it came up here at Six of Pentacles twice, at the beginning, at the ending of the reading. So if something's out of balance with your dollars or your resources, and we're talking 10th house placement, what are you doing? If it's not helping, you got to do something different. So you'll be in analysis paralysis, but this is about you paying attention to you. Okay, we have to transform something, Virgo. The universe wants you to do it. Again, Metatron's cube contains all of the energies of all of the sacred geometries within it. All of the sacred geometries fit into slices of Metatron's cube. So there is an opportunity for you to bring something to life in a different way. You're going to have to sit and think about it a little bit. Again, if you can get through Thursday, then the weekend will help to share with you some different ways about you taking place. It's not about you beating yourself up. It's about you taking hold of the change that needs to take place. Now, the other thing I know is going to support you, even though it's indirect but direct, that grand trine that comes in with the earth signs this weekend is going to make you feel better about the next step, okay? So, not to hurt you, it's to help you. And if you don't do it now in your own terms, when this lunar eclipse shows up next week, the universe will yank. So it's trying to get your attention now. All right? Please go in with your angels, your spirit guides, whoever else is in your pantheon to get a little bit more clarification. Again, the universe is asking you to trust your intuition, but it's also asking you to take counsel. You are the sage. So who does the sage go to? Who does the healer go to? You go to another healer. You go to someone else that's a wise person. You seek counsel from someone else that's been there, done that, and experiencing or has had experienced that same sort of a thing. And you open up the conversation. Not negative, but now it's time to get a little bit more streamlined and focused, Virgo. So I hope that is helpful. All right. And now we're going to move on to who's after Virgo? Libra. Libra. Okay, so Libra, 11th house energy for you. Social. Friends, Romans, countrymen. This is going to be all social activity and things that you find value in that area. I mean, it's Aquarius. It's the energy of expanding. It's the energy of opening yourself up for change. It's opening yourself up for how you are utilizing your energy to support other people in a balanced way. How are you celebrating and supporting change in the collective? Social, also to your technology. Upgrade your phone, replace your laptop, she said to herself, Libra sun over here. All those different types of things. Libra needs to be in balance of Libra this week. What do you need, Libra, to also assist you? You are going to be a part of this Grand Trine that takes place this weekend. Libra is involved in that. This is going to be a great weekend for you. It's going to be a great week in general because Mama Venus is still sitting in with you and assisting you and boosting you a little bit more over the hump, okay? But you do take place in a huge double Grand Trine that takes place this weekend. So there's some beautiful things for Libra to look forward to. I want you to pop out. I don't want them to chase. Astrologically, Tuesday's going to be a good day for you. There we go. Obviously, Saturday, Sunday is going to be a good day. Those are good days for you. But something needs to shift for you in the energy of that 11th. And I'll tell you, part of that 11th is going to have carryover energy from a little bit of the 10th, from work energy for Libra, a little bit, okay? But if you focus on the social aspect of how things can shift for you and resources, then it'll be more better. Is that it? Is it just a 3? Is there more? One more. Thank you. We have the wheel. No, we have the, well, we do have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the 5 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I told you it was going to be 10th. Put those down here. We have the 2 of Swords upright. Okay. We need to get to a point this week where we are at peace, knowing that there's a shift or identifying what we don't know about how social energy can support us with this double energy. You go from the 5 of Pentacles, you go to the Wheel of Fortune. We have to make a decision about something here also to get to peace. There's going to be some resting that's involved. And they said there was one more card there. I freaking knew it. It definitely is going to be, it's the same conversation. I would have been satisfied if we just had this one. You need to sit with us. You need to have some conversation because we're going to share with you who needs to be in your neighborhood when it comes to work. It's going to be something social that you need to know about. Literally, that's what this whole energy of the astrology says, and so does tarot. It's validating in multiple ways here. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter, 5 of Pentacles is the Mercury in Taurus. Mercury coming in here is going to change the conversation for you. The 2 of Swords energy is going to be, guess who? Pluto and this has got a lot of Pluto energy in here. That's change, even though that's Neptune. There's a lot of change in there. Interesting. Interesting. We're going to clarify, obviously, a couple of different cards here. I mean, this is you. Sorry, 2 of Swords is Libra. Sorry. It's like you already know this. Okay. You have to be at peace with knowing that there's a piece of information that maybe you don't know about yet. Maybe you couldn't make a decision because you didn't know something was coming. What I don't like about the way that some people read this card is, oh, you're at a crossroads. No, you're not. You don't have enough information. So be at peace with knowing you don't know everything or there's a piece of information that you don't know. Okay. the Hangman is going to give that to you, and it's going to talk to you about the way that Saturn / Capricorn / work is going to support you, but it's going to be from a different perspective in social work, social energy. Are you in the right place? The Wheel of Fortune is just in the reverse position, means that that Jupiter energy, timing has been a little bit challenging for you as a potential, and seeing something show up to you in a bigger way or fashion, but it's broadening itself up. So let's see what the clarifiers want to say. The Five of Pentacles, however, is not the first time it's come out this week, and that makes sense because it is talking about seeking counsel from somebody. Seeking counsel from someone that you need to be able to speak to about changing the dynamics of what it is. And it's possible that you can't get this piece of information until you talk to this person, and then this person's going to say the same thing. The universe is saying it to our Libras. Let's clarify this Wheel of Fortune. What do we have on this Wheel of Fortune for our Libras this week? What is Jupiter trying to say? It opens up. You have a good mother effer. We're done. I don't even need to clarify anything else because I said what I said. This is it. The Wheel of Fortune on the Wheel of Fortune. Your destiny, the way that things need to be done, is going to be shared with you through somebody else this week. And it will include social, friends, family. The gamut runs wide, but it will have some things to do that relates back to the way that you are creating work or different resources. Of course, we're going to clarify the other two because we're going to. I don't have to, though, because I said what I said, and I know how this works. But let's go in and see what the Hangman is telling us. That Piscean energy, that grand trine, and the kite that Venus is involved with this weekend, yep, it helps you to answer the questions about where you feel obstacles could potentially be and overcoming them. And then that's what happens. Your conflict is resolved. Two of Swords, Two of Swords. So this is going to involve someone else talking to you. If not, if you're feeling like you've been stuck a little bit, Libra, you're going to get unstuck by this weekend. That's what the Grand Trine is going to do. That's what this kite energy is going to do. The trine that shows up on Sunday between Venus in Libra on its own, okay, this weekend, trine energy with your sister air sign, Aquarius, Moon Aquarius, okay, and Mars going into your other air sign, Gemini, is going to help you. So if you've been feeling a little bit stuck in the mud, if you've been feeling like you are in a rut, it definitely opens itself up this week. But you're going to have to wait until this weekend, but trust that the universe is going to share. That doesn't mean you need to stop, though, especially if you know that there's somebody that you want to talk to or talk it out. Tuesday is going to be a good day for you because you will have sextile coming in, which is the harmony with that moon Sagittarius, that optimistic energy. So someone is willing to listen. And I think the thing about it is, Libra, is that you are aware of already what needs to take place. It's just been maybe a little bit challenging. Listen, I am a Libra sun, so I know how difficult it can be to know so much information in advance. And sometimes that makes you feel stuck. But I also know that as a Libra, we tend to wait until the last best minute. And that's going to come and show itself to you on Friday because there's a square that's going to be showing up in that with Virgo. No, Capricorn. I keep doing that. Capricorn. It's going to be Capricorn moon on Friday is going to come and kick you in the tail. Because Capricorn is not going to let you not do something. It's like, let's go, Libra. Let's make it happen. So I'm just letting you know. But it does work out this week for you. Let's see what the energy oracles want to say for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising this week. No motivation. Solar plexus being affected. Not necessarily feeling good, looking good, or smelling good. And it definitely having shifts and challenges potentially with your pocketbook or resources, including people. There's one more card. There it is. And I knew it was going to be sideways. So whatever it is that has been stressing you out, you're walking away from it this week. Whatever is that last little bit of funky that's been going on, it pops out for you this week. They said, let's have some fun we're done with the reading. They said, yes, but let's have some fun. All right. So what do we want to do? They want me to clarify the Wheel of Fortune on the Wheel of Fortune. They said, no. Let's go there. Even though the reading is done. I'm like, okay, let's shuffle up and deal. All right. Listen, whatever it is, it comes out to be a very good thing here this weekend. The Aquarius gem, all the air signs get together and have a party this weekend. And we're all in agreement about what needs to take place and motion forward. Okay, so this is what they're saying. They're like, just hang out. Just hang out. Just, chill like the hermit. Just chill. We're sharing with you minute by minute by minute by minute. And clearly we know that the hermit is Virgo. So Virgo is going to help you identify these things slowly but surely. The wise sage, like I said. Meditation is going to be supportive. Very rarely do I in this format, but I'm going to. Oh my God. Venus is coming to help you. We're coming to help you. Venus is helping you. We're going to help you make the right decision. You're going to know exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Yeah, whatever it is. So they're telling me two things. Manifestation, whatever it is that you started to manifest, they're telling me to go back to that. Whatever you started to manifest 1 or 2 cycles ago. And that could be many things because you can manifest every single day. So 1 or 2 cycles ago. That is what the universe is bringing you towards. Whatever hasn't matched that highest elevation of vibration in that manifestation is what you're dropping. Because that's what's making you stuck. So something that you asked for is not coming the way that you want it to. The universe is going to deliver it to you in a different way. So that's what they're letting you know about. That's what you're walking away from. Okay? All right. Are we done now? Yes, we are concluded. Good job. Thank you. Okay. Let's grab your Sacred Geometry card, Libra. That was super fast. Where you have not been speaking your truth, where you've been limiting your thought process, and that's a part of manifestation sometimes too. So I teach my students, when you're manifesting this or something better, do not limit yourself in a box that my manifestation can only show up in these 4 corners. You need to let the universe surprise and delight you. This or something better. They're going to help you remember the unlimited potential that you have as long as you're speaking your truth. So I would shift the way that you are speaking to yourself, and I would shift the way that you're speaking to the universe, okay? This or something better. You get to create this, and we have a progressive energy here. So in the one sense, we go to the energy of 1, 2. On the other sense, we're looking at the energy of the 2 energy of creating and speaking something into existence, actually showing up in a different way. This is the master energy number 10. Okay. So you have to be thinking about the way that you're talking to yourself and thinking also. At the end of the day, use your throat chakra a little bit more. Do some adjustments with your manifestations. Attitude of gratitude is going to get you very, very far, especially if maybe you got into this weird spot. Mercury is going to come in and support you this week. Virgo, helping you get things back in order. Now that those 2 shifts have taken place, now you're going to listen to Mama Venus a little bit differently. And this weekend you have a grand, big party. Your clarity opens up in ways that it hasn't in a while. So I would open yourself up socially this week to people. And there's a possibility that something you do socially this upcoming weekend, Libra, is going to support a different way of resources coming into you from potentially a business or project perspective. Someone's going to know somebody who knows somebody, or you're going to do something that supports somebody in a way that is going to increase potentially your resources. So don't say no to any invitation unless you mega get the ick, and you know what I'm talking about. Don't say no to any invitation that comes to you this week. Explore. Be Dora the Explorer this week. Listen to all social cues that come forward for you this week, because one of them is going to be exactly what you need to hear. And let Spirit tap someone else on the shoulder for once and help them balance you out, okay? So that's what I have for our Libras. Let's go ahead and move over to our Scorpios. Scorpio, are you okay? Okay. With the Scorpio moon, and we will finish the Scorpio moon on Monday. The energy for you is so much extra energy, so much extra intuition hitting you. All water signs really, but especially you. Pisces too, but they got things going on. So much energy coming into you with other people. Are you okay? Because Scorpios, part of you guys needed to, in one sense, hide out from other people so that you could even just be in your own skin. The 12th house is where you're at. Okay? And the 12th house is that mysterious house, obviously, that Neptune governs. We're looking at all the things that pull us into the spiritual, ethereal, the place of unknown, seeking additional information, the higher power, all of the stuff that comes with it. So Scorpios, I know, have been getting, hit on the head with those higher chakra pieces of details that have been coming through a lot. Okay. How does this affect Scorpio this week? Well, you don't have any planets in your sign as far as the astrology for what's going on here. Pay attention to where Mercury is at in your own chart. It's going to change the way that communication is taking place in that house. Otherwise, when Mercury enters into Virgo, it also creates this open opportunity to put some things back into perspective, but it's going to have you going a little bit deeper than you've maybe thought about things. That could be both good and bad. But what Virgo is trying to do is trying to put it back in order for you, okay? So the deep, intense work that really needs to be done won't necessarily be other people. It will be you for yourself. Are we concluded? Yes. So before we get to Scorpio season and kind of sort of mini version in it already, I know we don't switch signs until the 22nd. The eclipse, I think, is going to really, it's like this extra, it's like this, you know how you have the freeway main exit and then there's these alternative locations that take you to the back road that takes you to the same place? That's sort of like what's going on here. It's like the side road. That's what you call it, the access road that takes you to the same place but not on the main freeway. Anyway, so what we've got going on for you here is the evidence of gains, the evidence of you moving forward in a positive direction, doing it differently, and doing it with some ease, grace, and some style. This is about the universe blessing Scorpio right now. So if you are feeling, if you're struggling with the amount of extra information that's coming in for you, do your best to maintain and bring your teams in, whoever it is that you're working with within your own pantheons, to help you sort through your deep dives and out of other people's energy information, okay? The water signs, in my opinion, over the past 3-4 days really got kicked in the butt with all this extra energy. It really started like last Wednesday, Thursday, and it's coming to a head with this shift. And now with all this extra energy that you've collected, now you have a little bit more way of sorting out what is your energy versus other people's energy. So I am very aware of that. But this Nine of Pentacles coming in here is the Venus Virgo, that discernment energy. Venus does not like to be in Virgo. We talked about that. When Venus moved into Libra, it opened up a lot of things for people because we're trying to identify what we're doing from a heart perspective. Why are you doing what you're doing? And of course, Papa Saturn comes in here and has those same conversations and making sure that things are getting done. That Saturn in Pisces really says the same thing, but in a different way. Then we have the energy of the Chariot coming in here, that Cancerian energy, the energy of what's taking place in home for you. But in this case, it's your internal home, your zone. Although it could have things to do with home, but it's your internal home versus other people's energy. How you can be more successful in balancing those things out for yourself is how I see it. Now, gains, and I think this is also a second way that the universe wants me to explain it to you. The way that where your gains are coming from, where your resources are coming from, where the uplift of physical, tangible, touchable things coming to you, as far as work and those other types of things, is going to involve the way that you are doing something different internally for self. Period. End of discussion. That's what we're saying here. From an astrology perspective, for my Scorpio friends, other than, let me be mindful about this, because you're not really represented in the energy of what takes place with either of the grand trines this weekend at all. It's really that Cancerian shift of energy that's moving through that's going to affect you most. You have a free week. I'm gonna give you permission. You have a free week. You have a free week this week to sort through. And I suppose Virgo Libra had sort of the same energy. That makes a lot of sense. But why are you doing the things that you're doing? But sorting through the energies of other things that you've picked up for people. And a lot of this information is the universe giving you this context of what you personally need to be able to do. I think where you get the benefit from really feeling this is on Wednesday. It's that trine that comes in with Cancer and Sagittarius. That really helps you to feel better about knowing that you're going into this direction. Now, the other thing that supports you is Friday. There's a big trine coming with the Neptune in Pisces. And that's going to help you. And this is exactly what the universe is saying. To help you move forward, we are going to open up and share with you where you've been out of balance. And you can't do things for other people until you get your own collective poops in a group. So when that Neptune Pisces has a sextile with, and that's why I brought Libra into it too, because it's like, yeah, there's been some concerns a little bit with Venus and what's been going on with Scorps a little bit in the house, not necessarily the rulership, but also the rulership. If you're looking at the modern Pluto, if you're looking at the conversations with Pluto. Anyway, what I was saying was the moon Capricorn having a trine with Neptune is going to help you. And that's going to show up on Friday, Venus Day. Libra Venus energy coming in here. So we have two majors on a major. So let's go ahead and pull a clarifier. Either way, Scorpio, you come out of this balanced. You have an opportunity of understanding where your fruits of your labor are going to start to show themselves up in a different way. And that 12th house energy, it's going to be more of the mystery of you. Really how I see it is your spiritual gifts are opening up for a lot of you. But what it's going to mean is you pouring more energy into you versus other people. You are naturally born, tapped in, tuned in, turned on. You can't help it. You got born that way. It's almost as though the universe shows you a different way of, I almost want to use the word shielding yourself so that you're not picking up everyone else's stuff right away. There's so much that's going on here, but let's focus on the balance or the imbalance of Scorpio as they are starting to move forward positively. This is positive. 9, and 6, it's positive. I mean, this is a positive reading. Let's find out what's going on with that Libra. There you go. Sagittarius energy coming in here, showing us where things have been a little lackluster. Three of Swords energy coming in here, where things have been uncomfortable. Other people's energies. And then we have what's been going on here. Yeah, just maybe lack of motivation and timing, feeling like there's been a timing issue with maybe where resources have been at, maybe where things have been a little bit challenging for you. The universe is opening that up. And so it's letting you know. And bottom of this deck is over emotional. So the universe is going to help you focus on your emotion. I love it. Let's see what the energy oracles have to say. And then we'll go into your sacred geometry for the week for additional support and assistance. Here we go. Scorpio. Thank you. All right. Get out of other people's faces and spaces and start focusing on your own. Cornucopia. Literally, this is all saying the same thing. You have to sort out your energy feelings. And this is energy, like sort of the same concept as the Three of Cups, even though it's not. Community. It can't always be about everybody else's emotional stuff. It has to be about your emotional stuff. You have to care about the things that you're doing. And when you start caring more about your energy and sorting out other people's energy that has nothing to do with you, you are going to move forward faster than you believe, even though it's not going to be, as the Chariot likes to say, on the straight and narrow. The universe is helping you to put things back into balance. And so I would pay attention to where Venus, Libra potentially is in your own potential chart. Thursday, Friday, for sure. Fantastic days for you to get that click over that you need to be able to have. And then I would watch for the energy of just... well, the eclipse is going to change the conversation around a little bit for other people, depending upon what you're allowing to be eclipsed out of your space. So you taking control of what that looks like is going to assist you very much. But I do feel that there is some sort of a shift that's coming through where your intuition needs to be focused on Scorpio, and less on other people. Now, if you're a healer, if you're a reader, if you have any of those gifts, skills, or talents that you are sort of working through, maybe you talk to your team about internal focus more this week versus external focus. Okay, just a little bit. All right, now let's see what your wrong deck. Let's see what your sacred geometry has to offer for our Scorpio sun, moon, and rising. Here we go. Access road detected. 174. Yeah, you got to ground, baby. 174 hertz. There's so much extra that's going on up here. I've already said it. It's time to bring all of that energy down. Ground that energy as deep as you can go. This is your, this is the deepest location that you can get it in. Okay. And this is knowing that whatever it is that you are releasing, your body physically is going to be safe by going through this. So Earth Star chakra level, that's beyond your feet on the earth. It's way below that at this particular moment. And when you do that, you'll just feel this freeing energy that comes through. So however it is that you ground, Scorpio, this is the week to do it. Go super, super deep. And I would actually have you, and I know this is going to sound counterproductive. Yes, there's going to be some benefit to you going and doing some water work, but there's also going to be a benefit to you doing some earth work too. Okay, so just make sure that you're doing that in whatever way it seems to support you the most, and watch how things open up for you coming up very shortly. So I hope that is very supportive. All right, we're going to move on now to our Sagittarius, who will show up this week on Monday with moon position change. And 25 seconds. I love moon Sagittarius. I freaking love it. It puts me in such a good mood because I physically feel better. I feel that optimism. I feel the energy. I feel the motivation. I feel that the energy of the clarity that I may have escaped me if there was an issue. Moon Sagittarius just sort of brings it back all together, and it's going to be that way for a lot of people this week. Of course, the moon is in Sagittarius Monday afternoon about 10, well, I guess it's going to be 10:30 in the morning to about 1:30, depending upon which coast you're at here in the U.S. And then we will see Moon Sagittarius switch out at 7:30, 8 p.m., 10:30, 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So we start the week off in that optimistic energy that we like to be able to feel for Sagittarius. It's going to be wonderful. And as a mutable sign, although the majority of the energy is taking place with Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, you are always a part of it. And because Jupiter, your ruling planet, is in Gemini, you're not escaping any of the sexy work that happens. And this weekend, double grand trine and a kite that opens the door for all of us to move through it very swiftly. So you're a part of this situation. Jupiter Gemini having a trine with Venus Libra and Moon Aquarius. So either way, you come out of this whole situation this week in very good stead. Okay, let's go in. This is the clarifiers, but let's go in. I do think you're going to have an issue on Wednesday when the moon comes out, but it will be later. So hopefully your moon, hopefully your sleep isn't too affected. I do know that you'll feel it a little bit. You will definitely feel it on Thursday. Cannot lie. Cannot lie. There's going to be a square with Sun Virgo, with Jupiter, which is your ruler. So you will be feeling it a little bit sleep-wise, because that placement happens at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. So you might have a rough sleep. Just heads up, maybe go to sleep a little bit earlier if you can. I don't know, turn off the television. Do what you got to do to try to get yourself the best of sleep possible. All right. Here are your cards. Sagittarius. We are looking, I knew it. We have the Princess of Swords. We have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Moon card. So there are things that are still being unraveled for you that you're bringing that energy into this particular week. It can also have an indication of your moon sign. Having some more information for you specifically. What were these? These were the benefit cards for everyone. Intuition being super heightened this week, making sure that you're sticking to your guns, seeking counsel, and taking the opportunity to connect in with your relationships a little bit more deeply this week. So the perfect astrology for you, I kind of already shared that energy with you. You are in the energy of the first house. That's the energy you should be focusing on. You, and you. Okay? How do you feel? What are you doing to assist yourself? How are you making the different shifts and changes take place in the way that you are growing and expanding, not only in your heart space, but your head space? How are you balancing things? How do you feel about you? So that's all of the energy of what the first house is about. And when you get all of those Mo and Joes connected and marinating, then you start executing the way that things need to shift and change. But this is going to be all about how Sagittarius is feeling about Sagittarius. Now, there's been a little bit of conflict going on with your ruling planet up there with Gemini. But the beautiful thing about where you're at, because there's literally no planets in your sign in the charts, okay? You are free a little bit to move about the country, but the restrictions that come in anytime that there's a big square that's taking place with Jupiter will yank you back just a little bit. And so it's been stop, start for a lot of our Sagittarius, as well as our other mutable signs. But for you, there is clarity coming. So that Princess of Swords coming in here is going to share with you a new way of thinking about it. This could be a new person that comes in, but regardless, the Ace of Cups coming in here shows you that there is a new way of something being expressed and felt for you from an emotional perspective. I do feel for you that there's a lot of emphasis on relationships for you this week. We will clarify here and obviously on this major arcana, which is the energy of the moon. This could be you, again, giving love and energy to yourself. We're going to be also looking at the energy of Neptune. Like I said, in this rulership, there will be some positive conversations that show up on Wednesday with Neptune. And it will have switched into Capricorn on that day, but pay attention to that. There's also a, so that'll be 2 nights in a row. That'll be Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Neptune is going to be doing some funky things. So just pay attention to your dreams for those couple of days for insights, especially from your angel, spirit guides, or whoever else it is that you're working on in your pantheon. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there will be some shifting that comes forward. And then again, that double grand trine on Friday, or Saturday and Sunday. So every single day this week, every single day this week is going to have a big Sagittarius energy in it. But all the positive motions are showing you that this is about the way that you are caring for your own energy, and you can't give to someone else if you have an empty cup. That's for sure. But I do feel that there's new information. There's a new person coming potentially that's going to help support where it is that you're going. You're going to have to think about that. The other thing is that you could be seeing the return of someone with Mercury going into Virgo. Usually we attribute that type of energy when Mercury is in retrograde, but not always. As a potential for a relationship, there could be someone trying to come back in here and offer you another cup of love. But again, this could be self-love. You going backwards also to a time when Mercury was in retrograde, just to cover the gamut of realizing that you could have, would have, should have, in one sense, and didn't. And this week you will. Okay. Let's pay attention and clarify what the moon is trying to tell us for our Saggy-poos for this week. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Woo! Fulfillment of wishes. Look at that. 9 of Cups. And you get the energy of the truth coming out of the situation. I love it. Clarity on clarity here. So that is, that's important. This is you. This is the truth of the matter. This is you understanding the gains that are coming to you. This is you getting down to the brass tacks for your own health and your own self, about how you're feeling about adjustment, which is Plutonian energy coming in. It's the energy of Jupiter being ready to jump into your own strong potential. This is you getting ready to start to feel better about the way that things are stepping up for you. This is the truth and the heart of the matter. I like this. This is good. There's more information that's going to be revealed to you. I love it. All right, we have 2 majors, so let's just go ahead and do another clarifier for Sagittarius. The strength. Bringing more conviction into this, and clarifier, on that one, please. I said what I said! Oh my goodness. Sorry about that, knocking things over. Ace of Swords in the reverse, and then the World card, which would have shown itself up in reverse. There was a timing issue before. So here's what this is saying. Things may not have been in the timing energy that you wanted to receive it in the past, but you stuck to your guns. You did everything that you needed to do, and now the universe is bringing it back around because of that level of patience that you had. Being totally resilient. That's what it was. And so now you see the gains. So if you go backward in thought, you are thinking about things that were taking place. Be a part of appreciating whoever it is that supported you. I would go back and I would say thank you to that person maybe a little bit here, Sagipoos. If you learned a lesson in a relationship itself, personal, business, casual, whatever the case may be, you're going to be thinking about that from that perspective. But that is what you need in order to refresh your own self just a little bit. If you put a little bit too much emphasis in someone else, then this is the week, like I said, that you start to dote on yourself. Refill that cup of love for yourself, and you're just on the right path. Fire signs, I mentioned this the other day. The biggest issue was the stop, start. Well, the universe is like, okay, we're going to just open that wide open for you guys this week here. Literally, that's what they're doing, is like, okay, now go. So that red light, green light game sort of stops. What I will say is this. If it does have things to do with a relationship, someone stop, start. Universe wants you to focus on you. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Let's go in with your energy oracles for our Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising this week. Heart chakra. And starting over with the root. What's the heart of the matter? Restoring ourselves. Starting off with rebalancing what we need. It's okay if we had to think back a little bit. This is where we're going. Yeah, the man holding the heart. There could be some heart matters. Lack of patience, but where we've been trying to go in the past, but where we're going now here in the future is this. It's the man holding a coin. It doesn't matter if you're man or not, man or female. Things are going to be shifting more in the energy of doing. So if you look at it from the masculine perspective of doing versus the feminine of receiving, then that might make a little bit more sense. But here's the deal. If there's something that has just been, this is where we're going. This is where you're going. You're going to get what it is that you need because of your patience in the situation, because of your resilience and moving through it, and knowing that prior timing wasn't maybe the right thing. It wasn't the right time. Okay, so you're getting all that figured out, and the universe is helping you. Now the moon will reveal more information. So when the moon shifts into Sagittarius, like I said, every single day this week, every single day there's going to be something probably a little bit more revealing. But by this weekend, literally everything you need to know is going to be laid out perfectly with the astrology itself. It's going to be gorgeous. Let's get your sacred geometry. For our Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what we have here from support from the universe. Ooh, there it is. Thank you. Reflection. Literally going backwards and understanding all of the twists and the turns and the labyrinth of life that you had to get through. And then what they're saying is making sure that you're taking care of yourself. 285 hertz, optimal health and well-being. This is grounding your energy. Again, but it is speaking kindly to yourself. 285 hertz kind of covers the lower chakras. Again, we had word that show up. Yeah, the root chakra showing up here. So reestablishing your firm ground, your firm momentum, reflecting upon your life experiences. This is a good opportunity to meditate, an invitation to meditate, and asking your angels and spirit guides to assist you with anything else from the lesson that you needed to know about, that maybe you could have missed. But here the reading is saying, and the astrology is also saying, that this is your time to really focus on yourself so that you can have the energy you need for moving forward. And we are giving you, literally, that's what the universe is saying, we're giving this to you at this moment. So this is a great week, Sagittarius. I hope that's very helpful. But we're going to go ahead and move on to our Capricornios. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You guys have been in a position where you've gone through multiple changes and sign changes this week. Capricorns, this is going to be your second house of physical, tangible, touchable resources. In other words, the money, honey. That is what is going on here for you guys. Pay attention to your second house of resources. That's where the astrology will activate a couple of different things for you. Let's just put some of these things back over here, and then we'll shuffle that up here in just a little bit. Yeah, so your moon comes in this week. So your moon sign energy starts on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It moves into Aquarius at dark early in the morning on Thursday. So I'm just saying you're in your moon position. And so for some people that throws you off your game, for other people that absolutely just stokes the energy within your whole space. But Moon Capricorn is very supportive in helping us all get to the point where we know what we need to work on, what we need to work through, and cut through the BS of some of this other stuff that's happening. Of course, Mercury is going to support all signs going back into your sister Earth sign, Virgo. And there's a grand trine, double grand trine this weekend with all of the Earth signs and the air signs. So the information gets to be doubly grounded in for you, if you will. Yeah, let's see what else we have for our Capricorns. Woo! First card. The Prince of Cups in reverse. Princess of Swords in the sideways position. Okay. Now we just had that card, so let's just make... Yep, there we go. Yeah, they're like, no, you're right. Keep going. Okay. You're in the right position. This is hilarious. Okay. So what they're saying is Prince of Cups. Okay. That Page of Cups in the reverse position a little bit. Princess of Swords, waiting for some clarity moments to show up for you. And they have, because you go from the Five of Cups in the reverse position, which means going through a lot of healing of energies that have just... and maybe there could be a little bit more with this Eight of Cups in reverse, stopping yourself a little bit from pushing through. So I think this Princess of Swords is clarity that's going to come in. It's going to support you. We'll look at each of the different air signs a little bit, but at the end of the day, what they're saying is that the Hermit mode will support our Capricorn. So this is Virgo. So Virgo coming in, you could also have Virgo very heavy in your chart. Doesn't necessarily have to be. The one card that excites me the most is this one. When you have the Five of Cups in the reverse position, it means that something that has disappointed you, that's heavy Scorpio energy there. That's Mars Scorpio. That's Mars. I mean, it's one of the worst positions that a lot of people can be in, is feeling as though you're rejected or deflected in things that have been concerning to you in the past. It's healing. It's coming full circle. We've paid attention to it. We understood the practical energy of what was going on. We understood the negative connotations. We said, we're getting past this. We're moving around it. What I do want to clarify along with the Hermit is this Eight of Cups, because this is this is Saturnian energy, Piscean energy. This is fantasy a little bit with that Piscean energy coming in. What are we not facing? I think that's some of the clarity that's coming in. The Princess of Swords can indicate, well, you've got a prince and a princess here. Could just have some things to do with what's going on in energy of conversation and resources. It doesn't necessarily have to involve children, but there is an energy around here of getting towards this hesitation of walking away from something here that isn't really supporting us. But it also speaks to the fact that that's why we need to go into Hermit mode. You may know that something has to change. You just might not be ready all the way fully and completely to move past something. And again, what's going to be activated is the second house of resources for you. Tangible things, money, 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 money. Okay? What this tells me is that there could also be a situation where we know, I'm just going to say this, if you find yourself in a hole, quit digging. If you're putting in more resources than you're getting out, if you understand that that's not the right thing to do, it could just be a matter of timing for you to get that figured out. Sun Virgo is going to be able to help you with what that looks like and reprioritizing. And with Mercury going back into Virgo, the conversation increases about the priorities. So for our Capricorns this week, possibly the best day for you is going to be Thursday, because you will trine Sun Virgo, and everything you need to know is going to show up on Thursday as far as opportunity for clarity. It's going to kick your butt on Friday because it's going to square Venus, Libra. If you haven't figured out where you're in balance, then Friday it's going to kick your butt there. But then when you get to Saturday, early in the morning, there's going to be a conjunction with Pluto. And it's going to force the shift or the change that needs to take place. And it sets you up to experience the grand trine blessing that shows up for you this weekend. So let's go into the energy of clarification here. Let's get a little bit nosy. But that's the perfect astrology in its own, saying that story. The cards are sort of saying the same thing. We definitely want to clarify the Eight of Cups and this Hermit card. I want to see what else is being said here. It's not like you don't know or aren't aware that you've gone through a big, tremendous growth in healing something. But you're holding on to one last thing. And the universe is like, let's just pull this last little thorn out of your butt and move forward. Okay, let's see what we have going on here. As it relates to resources, well, yes, the second house is going to be resources, but it's also your physical body and how much taxing energy you can take. You're tired, but you keep doing something that's making you tired. So the universe is going to share that energy with you as well. Physical, tangible, touchable things. Physical body. All things natural, second house, Taurus. Growth and feeling comfortable. So whatever that last thorn it is in your butt, the universe is going to pull it out because you don't have a choice. You cannot afford not to get all the way up to the mountain. And are we taking all of these? They literally said in this order. I love my job. The clarity that you need from the swords is coming. I'm on my way. I'm on the way, dear. You have been out of balance. You have been out of energy. And we are going to help you fix this from the roota to the tuta. We're going to go back to the base chakra, and we're going to share with you by sitting with the wise sage, by sitting with someone that cares, by sitting in the energy of counsel, where we can help you become a little bit more resilient. And so the benefit of the Hermit is focusing on your health for one, which is the energy season that we're in. But the 2, the 6, and the 10 are all related to each other in how I feel now is going to dictate what future decisions I make, and those future decisions that I make are going to affect the way that my resources come in. So either way, if you aren't paying attention to your physical energy, then it will affect your future when it comes to your physical dollars and cents. And that's possibly what's sapping some of your energy right now. So that's the natural way that you would look at it in that vein. Okay. Anything else I missed? They're like, nope, you got it. But because we have 2 major arcanas, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at this Libra and this Leo energy. Libra being the energy of what's going to take place in relationships. Leo being the energy of family. So it's a potential conversation of someone in your family being the thorn in your butt. Sorry, said what I said. Okay, here we go. Let's move to the White Sage Tarot, or a situation involving a family member that is uncomfortable. I'll just put it that way. You still got to take care of yourself, though. Still got to take care of yourself. Okay, let's see what else we have on these two. Then we're going to go to the Energy Oracle and then your Sacred Geometry. Balance, Four of Cups. There's got to be a better way. Power, Leo, in reverse. Same as the 5. Got to try doing your best to hang on. I don't need to say anything else. And then there's that Page of Swords. So, Page of Swords again twice. That closes that off beautifully. Here we go. Let's go into the Energy Oracle for Capricorn. So listen, it's going to be an important week for you. It's going to be a busy week for you. It's going to be one of those things that is going to help propel you to get to the next spot. And you got to do what you got to do. And this is what the universe is asking you to do. Appreciate yourself this week. Okay? Slow down in order to speed up. Let's give yourself an opportunity to heal with that wise sage. All right? And if someone's not meeting that criteria, then tell them to, kick rocks a little bit. Second house value is going to be very important. How well you're doting on yourself, caring for yourself. Self-care. And when you get that level of self-care, that following week is going to shift the narrative for you a lot. You're going to run into eclipse on Tuesday. So the more you focus on it now and address it now, even calling a thing, yeah, I really do need to appreciate myself. I really do need to do more self-care. It doesn't matter to me what it is that you do for self-care, but the universe is going to force you to do it so that you can be as balanced and in your power position as possible during this eclipse energy that's gonna start to show up. Okay, so literally that's what the universe is saying. Literally that's what the cards are saying. Everything is matching up perfectly. Let's go into your Sacred Geometry card here and see what the universe wants to offer for you. Thursday's going to be a great day. It's this first card, 639 hertz. I love my job. Strengthening and reconnecting the relationship to self and others, but to self being primary. Heart chakra, you have to care about yourself. You have to care about how you feel. You have to care about the way that you are caring for yourself. Again, refilling your battery so that you have enough energy and juice to deal with anything else that's going to be coming around the mountain. But at the end of the day, heart chakra, being in touch with and appreciating or understanding, because you're going to know what this 8 of Cups in reverse is about. You're going to know what it is that you are not allowing yourself to be completely freed from. And the medicine in knowing what it is, even if you haven't pressed buttons, is knowing that it exists and then getting yourself prepared to deal with it in the future. And that's really all I can say about it. The Hermit card again, Virgo, taking care of health matters, future decisions. Circling back around to that 10th house, going in and seeking support and clarity from someone else might be important for you this week. But being resilient, rising above the BS is going to be exactly what is required for you. And it looks like you're going to get there. You're going to see what needs to be done. This 4 of Cups in reverse is accepting the offer from the universe to do something different. So you're going to get there, but you're going to need the benefit of owning up to that this week so that you can be in the best position to harness it in the next upcoming week. So that's what I have for you guys. So we're going to move on to our Aquarius. My Aquarius friends. Let's see. We finished Capricorn. 2:32 and 59 seconds. Aquarius. Oh my God. Okay. You are going to be in the energy of the 3rd house. Communication. Mercury is the ruler of the 3rd house hostess, which is Gemini. We've already heard me say, if you've watched any of the other ones, that there is a huge double grand trine this upcoming weekend, which involves all of the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and then all of the mutable signs get in on that as well. So this is going to be an important week for communication. Now, Mercury is the ruler of two of those mutable signs, Gemini and Virgo. So third house, sixth house matters. The way that we're communicating to self and others is going to support the way that we are moving forward in our future plans. But third house for you is also going to involve family. And there's some positive things about family, and there's some sometimes not positive things about family. You're just going to have to put yourself in a position where you are putting your own mask on first before you start assisting other people. Okay, but let's go in and let's see what happens with our Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. In this order? Yes. Okay. They are not playing around. You are at the bottom of the deck. The star card. Okay? They haven't had me do that. They're like, no, we're just going to get to it. Here we go. How do you want me to read this? Switch the order, please. Okay. Got it. This is the order that they wanted in. The Science card. Moving in the right direction. Letting spirit help you navigate a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's a little bit more than temperance energy. It is, this is the appropriate mixture and this is how we're moving you. Science. Coming out of a situation or helping you move, and that is Mercury and Aquarius. Okay? Getting you to a place where you are experiencing letting go of these 10 wands that have been sitting here. That happens to be Sagittarius and Saturn, which is the moon energy that we're going to shift into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So be mindful of that. Whatever needs to be adjusted is going to be told to Aquarius this week. And the thing about it is that something that has to go could be upsetting to you with this Three of Swords energy that comes in, but the Three of Swords is asking you to get back into balance. It's asking you to address that whatever was taking place is temporary, and it is Saturn in Libra, and then you get back into adjustment or Libra energy. So you have to pay attention to that. It could be that there's something very specific within Libra as the sign in your own personal chart. But of course, Grand Trine energy with Libra shows up this weekend. So what I believe is taking place is that you go from knowing this week when Mercury starts doing its thing, that it's going to, the light bulb is going to open up for you. It's going to shine and it's going to tell you, ooh, I need to go to here. Ooh, I can't take this with me. I got to drop it. Oh, I'm super sad about the time, energy, and effort I put into that. But if it gets 3 times, 4 times, 12 times better, if I do it over here, you're going to do it. So the energy for you guys this week is going to be one of allowing yourself to shift. And then you have the heightened energy of the moon going into your sign. So you will have Moon Aquarius coming in on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday before we get into the eclipse energy on Tuesday, right? That double grand trine is really going to push you forward, okay? So at the end of the day, this is going to be a very intense week. Saturn heavy. Watch for the Saturn energy or placements in your own personal chart. Saturn heavy energy is going to step forward this week, but more so in the water signs energy. You don't really have a big placement for yourself personally. So you're going to need to pay attention. Ancient, modern. If you're claiming Saturn as your ruler, then obviously you know that it's hanging out with Pisces, but Neptune or Uranus, hanging out in Taurus being your ruler. Ancient, modern. I got to make sure that I keep giving people both, because there's a lot of people that get confused when some people claim one sign versus another in the stars here. However, Saturn is doing some interesting things this week. We're going to look at both perspectives every single day this week. So, you know, like I said, you are going to be moving in the right direction. But for me, it's more so than Mercury. Uranus being in retrograde, I think, is what's helping you. Yep. And Pluto coming out of your sign and going into Capricorn is helping you. You're a little bit more free and less restricted by having a planet in your sign of Aquarius. So paying attention to either the modern or the ancient rulership will have some effect, but more so than anything else, it helps you to open yourself up. I believe Saturn in Pisces has been a little bit of a pain in your butt, but it opens itself up. I don't think this is negative at all. The 10 of Wands means that you're addressing those things that have to get done, and we're ready for the next thing. So we're pushing, we're finishing off that assignment. We're finishing off that deal. We get to be done with it, and that's supportive. So that's just what I have to say about that. This weekend is going to be really, really grand for you. I like it a lot. You start off in the energy of you end up in the weekend of you and your blended energy with balancing things out in those other signage. Now, because we have Libra coming up here, major arcana, we're going to go ahead and clarify that. And let's see what we got. You being at the bottom of the deck, though, it's just letting me know that there's what I think is going to be taking place here for you is there's a shift with, honestly, because you're in the energy of the third house, this is going to be some sort of an uncomfortable conversation that comes in. And what they're telling me to say is it could be someone that is family or someone you consider to be family in one way. Yep. You're also going to be receiving this ace of information that's going to help share with you. Of course, that could represent you as well. And there we go. Wheel of Fortune. Destiny. Wheel of Fortune card. So yeah, we're going to go in with the white sage. Where did I put them? They're right here, just to see if I can get a little bit more. If it is family, like actual family, then you just have to help them. You may have to be the counselor to them or hear something from them that you may not necessarily want to hear. Libra energy again, Queen of Swords. Yep. You may have to let somebody know where they're not being totally grounded. You could also hear those same words from a family member to you. You're not being grounded right now. You're not making sense about things. I don't necessarily see it that way, but I do think you have to be strong in your conviction. I think you have to be strong enough in your action to be able to be effective either way, whether it's you communicating to someone else or someone communicating that to you. You have to be in your conviction before the words fly out of your mouth. That's how I'm going to leave that, okay? Let's go in with the energy oracles for our Aquarius this week and see what else we have. You know you have Sunday's just going to be a huge day for you because it's technically it's triple trine energy with Moon Aquarius. Yeah. But we'll just leave it at the double grand trine that's coming in. But you also get to experience a little bit of it. Friday, Saturday, there it is. The garden and the gate. The information that we're going to share with you, Aquarius, you get to make the final decision. Either you're going to open the door and you're going to walk through to this new opportunity and let the old stuff go, or you're not. Either you're going to tell somebody to walk through the garden to see what's beyond the horizon here, or you're not. It'll be their opinion or their opportunity to do so. You can't force somebody to do anything, but if this is you being asked to make a decision, are you going to stay where you've been comfortable all this time, Or are you going to allow this project that you've been working on for a long time to be completed so that you can move on to the next chapter? It's literally what this is. I don't find it negative. Science. The grand design, if you will. Okay, let's go in with your sacred geometry. Something has got to be changed this week. Something is going to come in because it's going to affect what we're calling your destiny, your wheel of fortune. The next thing down the line. Karmic rewards. Okay. Aquarius. This is the second time the unlimited potential has come up. You literally can't get any different than this. Unlimited potential, but you have to walk through the gate. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. This is consciously creating your reality. Science again. This is the energy of understanding it from a metaphysical perspective. This is about you communicating your value, your individuality, your originality. It's all of the benefits of what that Uranus in Taurus is been asking us to do and change. So it's time to change. Or it's about time to help someone else discuss the energy of the change that's required for them. Very simple, but very poignant, especially when you're in a position to tell somebody else what to do. You got to be mindful that you're being, even in that energy, right? And sometimes that can be a little bit challenging. But that's what I have for you. And we're going to go ahead and move over to our Pisces. The last of our signage today, but not the least. Woo! Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. Double grand trines for all of the mutable signs. That includes you. Coming up this weekend. It's going to be very, very interesting. Mercury, who rules the other two mutable signs, or two of the other mutable signs, Virgo and Gemini, goes into Virgo this Monday. The Neptune and Saturn in your sign have some positive conversations this entire week. So Pisces actually has a very good week in general. You really do. The energy that you're going to be focusing on is the energy of fourth house, which is going to be your environment, which is going to be how you feel about things, which is going to be how you are allowing things to take place in your environment, your physical, tangible, touchable home, your area, your city, your town. So we'll have a lot of environmental energy associated with it for you. Making decisions that make you happy and making decisions that make you comfortable in those energies. I don't see, with the exception of Wednesday, when Saturn has a square with the Neptune in Pisces, that could be maybe a little bit tense for you. Tuesday, Wednesday, probably a little bit tense for you because of the other squares that are coming in. But there's so many positive sextiles in your energy this week, and that's Thursday, Friday, before you even get to the Grand Trine on Sunday, Saturday, and Sunday. Listen, it's basically not a bad week for you at all. It's not. Let's go in with our Pisces sun, moon, and rising. Seven of Wands hanging in there. This card, it calls itself Valor. We recognize it as standing above and beyond other people. This is the Mars in Leo energy. So it's good. Making the right decisions, sticking up for yourself, not letting someone talk over you or walk over you. Then we have the energy of Her Grand Highness, the High Priestess, showing up here. So this will have energy to do with Cancerian And sometimes High Priestess has also been associated with Mercury. And sometimes High Priestess also gets the energy of Neptune. So very, in my opinion, right up your alley. High Priestess is going to get your attention, here we go, about something that you need to be aware of. So we have the Prince of Cups in the reverse position, and we have the Eight of Swords. So this is what I think is going to get cleared up a little bit for you. Is there another card? They said, no, not really. They said the highest energy is what the High Priestess wants to be able to share with you, because we're focusing on the energy of the fourth house. There could be a positive situation that shows up for you this week that maybe you don't even expect. And whatever that situation is, this Eight of Swords sort of clears the air. Now, the Eight of Swords is sometimes locking yourself up and feeling like you can't move forward. And I feel that whatever this interference is with regards to your environment, it can be people. It doesn't necessarily have to be, because you are talking about your home or your apartment or your living situation. If you spend more time at work, sometimes the environment can have some things to do with what's taking place in your work environment. Things of that nature. Could also be school, but usually it's home, okay? Your physical house. Whatever this is, I feel the High Priestess is trying to share you that there's more information coming that's going to allow you to feel better, especially when you get towards the end of the weekend. Although this is not a negative week for you, in my humble opinion. The perfect astrology alone is letting you know that it'll be a little bit tense. But the other thing for me is that Wednesday could be very, very positive for you for a couple of reasons. Yes, there's a square that comes in with the with Neptune, and with the fire sign that comes in, which is the Sagittarius energy, which is what we have here in one sense. Technically, that's Leo, but fire sign. But on that same day, the Mercury in Virgo has a sextile with Cancer, which is the natural ruler of the fourth house. So listen, Wednesday on, okay, I think is going to be very important. Whether it's a person that has been a little bit odd in your energy in home space value, whether maybe you've just been a little bit out of sorts and maybe just a little bit Krabby Patty type of a situation that's going on, Wednesday opens up the information and the conversation. Let's get to the clarifying cards. But anything that shows up for you this week that can be supported in your home, your environment, making things more comfortable or identifying things that are uncomfortable is what is going to be shared with you. But because we have this double grand trine that shows up, the energy of surprise is guaranteed, because Jupiter is part of the mutable signs, and Jupiter in Gemini, the awareness, you may not see it coming. I think that's the whole thing. I think there's a surprise potentially that's showing up. All right, let's talk about what the High Priestess wants to share with our Pisces, please, and thank you. Okay, we have throat chakra, communication. And we have, look at that, getting over obstacles. So whatever this is, whatever the obstacle is, double fives is going to show up for you, and it's going to be cleaned up. I think part of, again, if this is a person that's been stressing you out, if there's been some sort of disconnect, if there's been sort of boredom for yourself, or you're dealing with someone else maybe with that same energy in home space, I think there's something that clears itself out this weekend in a very beautiful, beautiful way. Let's go in with the energy cards here. I don't even know what else to say, because all mutable signs have been going through it. Again, you guys are the first signs that are going to be affected and supported with this partial lunar eclipse that takes place in your sign. All mutable signs within the next couple of days. So the universe is trying to help set you free from something. It is a surprise. You are going to have to use your throat chakra, okay? Sitting here, make sure you're expressing yourself. Be heard in your environment. Do not get walked over. Do not let someone trample your thoughts. Do not let someone trample your ideas. Be heard. so that you can continue to move forward. And don't be afraid of hurting other people's feelings. And I think that's one of the things that that Pisces doesn't like to do sometimes. You could be very strong in, you know what I mean, if you feel like you're getting pushed against the wall, but you are so caring that people will listen to you. So you also need to make sure that you're saying your piece and counting to 3. But let's clarify with the energy oracles for our Pisces for this week. All right. First card down, going to be thinking about how to heal anything that's been funky. And it does talk about making sure that you're being heard in the environment in your collective of people. So the community card will be your family. So this is you using your brains and stepping forward with what it is important to you. So again, the garden and the gate coming out is you have to be able to say what you need to be able to say so that other people understand the expressive part of who you are. And the community is going to be whoever's in your community. Roommates, housemates, also in your environment. If it's not your home, your house, it will be things that are taking place in the community to help you grow and to move forward. So that's beautiful. It's not a bad week. You're going to get unstuck if you've been feeling stuck. This is the week that actually occurs. So yeah, this entire week is going to be beneficial for you. I do believe that there's going to be some sort of a surprise that shows up. I really do. I feel the High Priestess is going to reveal something to you. And again, if you look at the High Priestess being energized with either Mercury or Neptune, you're right in alignment with that. It gets very it gets very challenging sometimes as an astrologer to always create the 5 conversations with 2 planets. But you got to do that sometimes. The Mars in Cancer alone, okay, ruler of the natural 4th house, is very assertive. I need to get this done. That's what this is doing. Perfect astrology alone. But the cards are saying to me that you know, you being happy and being in your heart space and expressing what's in your heart is going to help you. And also you being a heartfelt person already helps you. So don't be worried about what other people are thinking because other people like you. You get to just be able to do what's important for you and just make sure that you're not getting stepped on. That's the energy of what takes place this week. I cannot wait to see what the energy is going to be for the mutable signs next week after this. I'm waiting for this lunar eclipse to move past. This is the reason I broke it up this week because there's a lot of shifting that's taking place for people. And that's important to be able to understand. But at the end of the day, what it boils down to is this week is going to open itself up for all of us. And as always, if I can be of support, if you want a personal healing, if you want a personal reading. Oh, I forgot. I don't, that's already going to be throat chakra, but let's see what else we have for Pisces. Hang on here. I forgot. Yeah, protect your creation. Protect your creation, which means use your throat chakra, which means protect your home space, protect your energy in the home space, protect what you started, and protect your thought process for moving into a future direction. Use your throat chakra. Like I said, but just to, you know, make it even Steven. But if you are looking for additional support, okay, please make sure that you're tapping into the daily astrology. Please make sure that you're giving them a like, some sort of an attention so that I can be found in the algorithm, assuming that you like the way that I provide information. And if you like the detailed version of what it is that I'm doing here, breaking it down not only with tarot, but with the astrology piece on its own, please make sure that you give it a like. Please make sure that you share it to somebody else that you think would enjoy the way that I do it. If you haven't already subscribed and you're just seeing this for the first time, I would really love for you to come and join what's going on. And I'm available for personals. That's 90% of what my business is all about, is doing a one-to-one sessions with people with all of my different services, whether it's 10 minutes or 2 hours through Zoom or through Messenger, so that you're communicating with me like this, whether it's Reiki healing, whether it's whether it is the doing a tarot reading for you, whether it's astrology, or the classes that I publish to help people with doing different exercises to help you connect into your teams. Regardless, and as always, may you receive everything it is that you need, everything that is that you want and desire, and may you continue to find the beauty in all things. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys very soon. Bye! And thanks a lot.